OBS. And I'm going to start Craig.
Favorite guy.
How did you... Oh, I need to get Drainspot to help with this.
You have the correct roll. Oh, because they changed. Oh my god.
Yeah, because we're in a different channel or something, I think.
But they updated Craig too, so.
Oh, no. So what... Is it just... Do you know what needs to happen? For that?
I'm trying to find their new...
Yeah. On the other hand, Scott, you're getting a lot of great OBS recording right now for the YouTube channel.
I don't see anything that says you need anything new. Let's see here.
Okay.
I know they changed it so you have to be a patron to link to Google Drive now, which I think is stupid.
Now recording.
Whoa. Oh, okay. There we go. What is happening? There's like a... Oh, wow. It gives real-time updates in the thing now? Very cool. Okay, but I guess I'll need to get the link from Scott afterwards to download all of the stuff. Cool. So let's hope there's no recording issues. All right. Hello and welcome to Table Flip. This is the actual play episode for the familiar setting. And we are running this as our first community play, actual play. I am here with my co-hosts. You guys can introduce yourselves. Lindsay, go first. Just going alphabetically.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Okay, cool.
Is that all we're doing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that works.
Hello, I'm Tyler.
All right. And we're also joined by a community member, Dave, who is here with us playing as our public player. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I think you just did, sir.
I know. I messed that up. Okay, cool. But as I said, we're here to play in the familiar setting. The familiar setting is a setting by Chris Witt. It is one of the oldest settings, the actual oldest setting on the Genesys Foundry, insofar as community content settings go. Of course, Shadow of the Beanstalk and Runes of Terranoth came before Familiar, but those were first-party settings, and Familiar was made by a community member. Familiar is a setting of, as you might expect, familiars, of the assistants that do all the hard work for the wizards and sorcerers that they call master. And it is a light-hearted setting that is really geared towards sort of fable type stories. You can really adapt the setting to a lot, to coming of age stories and sort of more child friendly themes as well, which is pretty cool. So today, though, we will be exploring Nash'r, the City of Powers, the jewel of the luminous plane of logic and magic, a floating city of 1,000,000 bridges connecting 1,000,000,000 wizards' towers, in which live countless wizards and sorcerers and mages who toil about studying magic and the arcane, and in those studies, they recruit the assistance of uplifted magical familiars, small animals that they go out into the many planes, find, and magically empower to be able to assist them in their arcane scholarship. So with that, who are we playing tonight? If you guys want to go and introduce your characters, Dave, you're first on my list if you want to go first.
Sure. I'm going to be playing Balthazar. He is a toad familiar, but he's unique in that he has a lot of mushrooms and other fungus growing, sprouting out of his body, and that helps to power his arcane magics.
Awesome. All right. Lindsay, who are you playing?
I am playing Bave, or more commonly known as Bad Bee, a unfortunate bastardization of her real name that stuck and just hasn't gone away. She is a very, very old familiar. Quite arrogant, a little bit bloodthirsty, and a little bit overly independent. So, have fun with that.
Awesome. And Tyler, who are you playing?
I will be playing Polly, the parrot, who his master typically uses him to sort through books, but in his free time, he likes to use his talking page spell to hear the books read themselves. And he's recently come across a journal from a very famous pirate, and he is become engrossed with it and thinks of himself as a pirate because the pirate captain who wrote this had a parrot as his pet. And Polly's goal is now to become the most famous actual pirate parrot there ever was, much to the chagrin of archivist Torres.
All right, awesome. So we open, like I said, on Nash'r, the City of Powers, the many-bridged metropolis. We open on your characters who are on their way to investigate a missing fellow familiar. Now, in our version of the familiar setting, there is a steep divide between familiars and the arcanists who control them. Familiars do not naturally understand arcanists. However, familiars are sentient and do have a bit of a society of themselves. There's a hidden world is the theme that we're going with from the familiar setting book, where familiars have this sort of like hidden world that the arcanists aren't necessarily clued in on. So your friend Guy, a fox familiar, has gone missing. You have not seen him in days. However, interestingly enough, Guy's master has definitely been seen continuing with some day-to-day activities, though not as regularly as usual. You have observed some alterations in Guy's master's daily routines, such that you are privy to them. And accordingly, you are on your way to investigate what happened to Guy, because he's your buddy, and you just want to check in on your good fox pal, Guy the Familiar. So you're heading to one of the regular classes that Guy frequently attends with his master, called Baking with Magic, Reconnect with your Familiar through Culinary Excellence. And it's a regular class where wizards or sorcerers or mages, whatever you want to call them, take their familiars and they do some baking with each other and learn to connect in a non-magical, well, in a non-academic way, I should say. It's a fun little activity that a lot of the wizards in the area do. However, as you are crossing the one of the many bridges to get to the class, ahead of you, you see a flock of silly geese honking away, and they have perched themselves across the middle of this large stone bridge. So your first obstacle in finding out what happened to your friend is to maneuver past a flock of silly, almost certainly aggressive geese, because as we all know, geese suck. I turn it back to you guys.
I think Polly sort of just starts flying over and gets a couple feet away and realizes that Balthazar doesn't fly, and indeed may present himself as a tasty morsel to a bunch of geese.
Yeah, I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I had a brief moment of panic right as I started explaining the situation. I was like, oh, wait, both Polly and Babe fly. It's like, oh, okay, wait, frogs don't fly, though. Whew.
Well, Dave, it's been good playing with you, but we're gonna start.
See ya.
But he'll sort of wing himself over and flat back down. Ahoy, Balthazar! You want me to try to fly you over this?
Most definitely not. I do not like being picked up.
Dave sighs as well as a crow can sigh.
It doesn't mean you can't pick him up. He's just not agreeable.
He's just a little bit ornery.
He's very old.
True.
Well, how do you expect to get through here then?
Do as you must.
All right then. Bad Bee, should you do it or I?
You know, I don't really want to be here to begin with, so why don't you take this responsibility on?
All right. Polly will take to the air and swoop down, attempting to grab Balthazar and fly over this goose.
Mostly just want the image of a parrot carrying a toad over a bunch of geese.
Sure. So I think, I mean, you're all silhouette 0, right? So,
Yeah.
but you're also all at silhouette 0. So I think that's going to be a hard athletics check.
Okay.
As you attempt to, are you trying to fly like just directly over them, so you're still staying above the bridge, or are you gonna sort of like make a wide, give them like a wide berth?
So, how many do we have? What do we have? 3 story points.
Yeah. I just
All
have
right.
the story points.
I am going to use one of my archetype abilities, forceful presence, and I am going to swoop down, singing a sea shanty that I heard on one of the pages in the book, and I'm going to use forceful presence to substitute presence for my brawn on that check as I try to fly him through and sort of get the geese out of the way.
So okay, so you're like charging you're trying to like spook the geese and like
Yeah, pretty much.
you're like you're just going big basically. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So okay, cool. So yeah, still that same athletics check. This is just a carry carry Balthazar. And then I
All right.
definitely think this is gonna invoke the
Don't have
animal
any
instinct
ranks, so
check.
it'd just be do that. Hard, you said, right?
Yes, yeah. So 3 purple.
All right, and I'll spend the story point. Oh, 1 failure, 2 advantage.
Oh, I thought you were spending the. Oh, is it okay? You were using it off of.
Yeah, I just grabbed something that had presence off it, or that I had
Okay,
3
cool.
in. So
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you have that to advantage. Yeah, I think that as you charge into the flock of geese, well, I can give you something with the advantage, I guess. You're definitely dropping Balthazar. But do you want me to?
Probably because he was not making it easy to be picked up. He's like, he's like wiggling around and grumbling the entire time, trying to kind of hop away. And
well, can
Just
the
like, yeah,
2
like
advantage
frog swimming in the
Yeah.
air?
Can the 2
and
advantage
definitely when you drop him, he still blames you.
the 2 advantage are that we're fairly low to the ground still when that happens. So Balthazar isn't
I don't
really getting.
I don't think you need to spend advantage of that. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not gonna give Balthazar fall damage because you also all have like a handful of wounds, and like a short fall could legitimately kill your character. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
gosh.
the way fall damage works in Genesys, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think that in the spirit of child focused storytelling of this game, Balthazar, yeah, you you sort of squirm out of Polly's talons and plop onto the ground with a big belly flop that nevertheless leaves you unharmed. However, you are now in the middle of these geese. What I was going to suggest the advantage we spent on, though, is that rather than the geese do get spooked by this crazy pirate parrot just diving at them. So they sort of flutter back for a bit. So they're not like right up in your face.
Sure.
Okay. So now Balthazar, you are in the middle of these geese. They're sort of. I think Balthazar, you are in the middle of this enormous stone bridge, about 10 shoulder widths wide. The 4 geese have scattered to the very edges of the bridge. However, this is definitely going to invoke the animal instinct feature of this setting. Which is in certain situations you have to basically make a fear check, or it's rather a discipline check.
Is it just for him or for Polly as well?
It is going to be for Polly as well. So for Polly, your animal instinct check as you charge them. These are basically species or animals of the same species or very close that are sort of like marking their territory. So it's just an average check for you. Balthazar, geese are for sure like predator animals for frogs, even ancient mushroom covered frogs. So this is going to be a hard discipline check for Balthazar.
Fortunately, for Balthazar, he has the uplifted talent, so he's going to suffer a strain to reduce the difficulty of this animal instinct check. And I'd like to say that maybe as he's dropped, some of the spores from his mushrooms maybe kind of like puff up, and he's seen this before. It usually makes people sneeze or other animals sneeze or cough or kind of try to stay away from him for a moment. So he's feeling a little more confident, even though he's still a bit afraid.
I am also using uplifted. I think Polly is just a little, using his bravado to bolster himself, or attempting to. And I got 3 successes.
And you said this is discipline, correct? You said this is a discipline check, right?
Yeah, this is a discipline check.
Cool.
So I was just checking the Craig recording. I don't know that it updated the timers on it anymore, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's telling me like 18 minutes ago. So
okay, cool. I just want to check not a discipline check. This one's gonna be a discipline check, but I'm just double checking that it is in fact a discipline check. Yes. Okay, it is discipline. Cool. Awesome. So Balthazar with 1 success overcomes. Oh, and Polly, you both overcome your this deep animal instinct to be afraid of these silly, angry geese who are honking up a storm. What's going on with Babe? Well, this is all transpiring.
Babe is standing at the end of the bridge, slowly placing her face into her foot in as best of a face palm as she can muster in her crow body, and is contemplating if she wants to watch this play out or if she wants to assist, and she's truly not sure yet. But
All right.
she's thinking that it might be helpful to move them forward if she potentially uses a fancy little curse she has called Distracting Flash.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. What is Distracting Flash?
Basically, I select, it says one minor character, which is, the silly geese. And I make an easy arcana check, and if the check is successful, the target is bombarded with a dizzying flash of light and sound.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, they're disoriented. Cool. So go ahead, roll your easy arcana check.
Okie dokie, let's see what I remember. And that's just 1 purple with that, right? My brain is clicking?
Yes.
I think so.
Yep. That is correct. Wow. Okay, awesome. A success, an advantage, and a triumph. You got the triumvirate of 6 positive results. So with a success, yes, you what is it? What does this dazzling distraction look like, I guess? But it works. They're distracted.
I mean, basically, Babe takes a few steps forward and kind of like circling her wings in front of her to gather, her power. She then throws her wings wide and screams. And the sound echoes much more magnificently than it would normally, and a blast of light comes out of her wingtips. And the geese, are awed. They're wowed. Babe is their new god. They shrink back in fear.
Sure, yeah, I think they their incessant cacophonous honking quiets for a moment as you as you shriek and awe them into submission, and they are momentarily distracted by you. They'll receive a setback on anything they do. However, you have the advantage and triumph. And I think that
Yeah, I'm almost thinking like these geese are my bitches now, and they're gonna owe us later in the game.
okay. Yeah, I think okay. Well, also take 2 strain, by the way, because this is it's still casting a spell, so you still have to take the 2 strain.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I went the wrong way.
I would do for the triumph. I think I would. That's fair. I think that you can subdue the geese into owing you, Bave, specifically a favor that you can invoke at some time later with a story point spend. You can basically have the geese show up as an allied NPC flock. You are now a goose queen. Congratulations. What are you going to do with that advantage?
I don't know. Can I put it toward I mean, the geese are basically backing off, so I don't really need to use it to like assist Balthazar in getting across the bridge.
No, I don't think they're really backing off. But what I was going to say is that you could use that. I would be willing to use that advantage to give Polly and Balthazar a chance to sort of like pick up and scramble through again.
Yeah. Okay, great. Then I'd like to do that.
Okay, cool. So I'll stop them from aggressing towards Balthazar and Polly at this point. Okay, so back to Balthazar and Polly. The geese subdued and silent and sort of staring at awe at Bave, but still every now and then hissing a little bit in your direction. What do you guys do? You are in the middle of the bridge, as a reminder, with the geese on either side.
Are we trying to get across the bridge, I suppose?
Yes, so you need to cross this bridge because on the other side of the bridge is the class that I totally know by heart. Baking with Magic, Reconnect with your familiar through Culinary Excellence. And that's on the other side of the bridge.
I think while Bave has been doing this dazzling display, Balthazar has been, just slowly poking his way along the bridge. He's not even bothering to hop. He's like literally like just almost like crawling, maybe kind of some small hops, but he's just like he could care less at this point. That's just his attitude.
Imagine because like frogs when they're walking and not hopping have like a weird like wiggle butt motion.
Oh yeah,
they do.
He's totally wiggle butting.
Slow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So while Balthazar is indifferently wiggle butting away from the geese, Polly, what are you doing? Balthazar is definitely still moving very slow, and you're not entirely sure that the geese aren't gonna try and snatch him up.
I'm gonna start shouting, "Parlay, parlay! Just let us pass." And I'm gonna try to charm. I want to try to charm them.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead. I think that given that they're already being submissive towards Bave, you can take a boost on that charm check.
Okay.
But it
What's
will
the difficulty?
it's charm. It goes against cool, right? So just 1 purple, 1 difficulty. They're not very cool geese because geese are never cool.
1 success and 2 advantage.
And they sort of honk and then like do like like they're bobbing their heads and like snaking their heads around and doing it away from you as they sort of continue to honk at. They start honking at you more, but they're clearly like waddling in place.
Polly is starting to do the parrot bob, like the up and down head bobs. Like, yeah, there's a whole lot of bird body language going on here.
Yeah. So I think from like Babe's perspective, you see Balthazar wiggle butting just sort of on his way, and then Polly screaming parlay, parlay, and then like bobbing his head up and down like a parrot, and almost in answer, the geese are doing the same exact thing. They're still hissing and like very quietly beginning to honk now, but they are not advancing on the two of them. So you
And I think
have
as he's doing that, he's sort of inching his way. I think he's on the ground at this point, and so he's sort of walking his way forward.
okay, awesome. So
And I'll pass a boost die to Bave
all right, perfect.
with the 2 advantage.
So on Babe's next check, you'll get that boost die. Think. How do you pass dice? There we go. Cool. Cool. And so yeah, I think with that you have the opportunity to just wriggle on by the geese at this point. They've been pretty subdued by your combination of magic and parrot swashbuckling charm. Balthazar, you took, or actually, everyone took a little bit of strain. So everyone who took strain, go ahead. You can roll your cool or discipline, right? Yeah, cool or discipline check.
Okay.
Yeah, what do I have? And I can do either cool or discipline?
Yeah, it's your choice. It's just
Thank
and it's
God.
just a what do you call it? Check. There's no difficulty for it. So you just get 1 strain per success, and then I also give strain
I
for 2 advantages.
decrease, you mean?
Yeah, you heal a strain for every
There you
success on this
go.
check, and then you heal a strain for every 2 advantages as well.
Radical. No more strain for me.
And
Everything's coming up daisies for Babe.
yeah, the geese sort of honk at you in the distance as the honking of the geese recedes in the distance as you make your way down the bridge. I have a brief moment
Babe did
to chat.
Babe did a cool crow strut directly through them.
How did the geese respond to their new goose queen?
Oh, they put their beaks directly up toward the sky and wiggled their long geese neck while hissing in unison.
Great. I hate it because I could definitely see geese actually doing this on like my morning runs. So this is great. Cool.
Those
Balthazar.
scallywags.
Here.
Now off to this this class to see what we can find out.
I do hope they have tea.
I'm missing my weekly session with Guy. He's supposed to be teaching the art of sneaking and skullduggery.
I'm not serious enough to be this crow.
So as you continue down the bridge, in the distance, you see the entrance to the class. It is the class is in a tall stone spire that is in a courtyard at the other end of the bridge. It is the first spire, and it's the first spire with a door directly facing the bridge that you see. And then in front of the class, there are, of course, two guards.
Should I go talk to them?
There are 2 guards standing guard. You can try to talk to them, but you being a familiar and them being human guards, they don't naturally understand what you're saying, and which makes it great because that means that as far as your characters are concerned, you get the sort of like Peanuts effect with their voices. You hear wah, 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 as they are having a conversation between the two of them, not even noticing you guys as you approach.
I mean, I can cast a spell to talk to him. Holly produces a peanut and just starts pulling it apart.
In front of the guards.
Yep. Or nearby. I mean, I think we're probably like stationed on like there's a bench and Balthazar's maybe
Sure.
sitting on the on the seat of the bench, and the two birds are like perched on the back.
Yeah, I think that we sort of like we enter this next scene with the guards off to one side, and then in the distance we see Bave and Polly flap up onto the bench, and Polly pull out a peanut and crack it on the arm of the bench, maybe. We begin pulling apart as Balthazar continues to wiggle butt his way over the crest of the bridge and towards the bench, as well as you guys are all gathering at a distance. So you're not doing this as like a distraction for the guards or anything. You're just sort of
Not yet.
having a snack. Okay, cool.
Once Balthazar gets over the crest and he's going downhill, that's when he starts hopping.
Okay. So I'll just add a little sound effect.
It's much easier to hop downhill than it is to hop uphill.
Perfect. Yeah. Sound effects for this are going to be really fun.
So the guards are at the end of the bridge that we are going to, or are they further along?
No, they're right at the end. They're not even on the bridge. They're in the courtyard, technically. They're in front of the
By the spire
entrance.
door.
Yes, exactly. There's a stone spire or wizard's tower, and there's a large wooden door in front of which are the two guards. On the other side of that large wooden door, is the classroom for Baking with Magic Reconnect with your familiar through Culinary Excellence.
Is this something that's normal? Like that there be guards stationed out here?
Yeah, this is 100% normal. This is not nothing about this is unusual. You are used to running into areas in Nash'r where they are familiars, or at least familiars not with a an arcanist are barred from. And in large part it's because usually you don't have any way of telling whether something's a familiar or a wild animal if there's not its master nearby.
What toad is just going to try to get into its spire? Other than a familiar.
Pirates.
Pirate toads?
There could be.
Trust me, there's no such thing. It's
I haven't gotten that
absolutely
far.
ridiculous to think so.
I don't know. You should probably read this book. This is it.
Are there any windows in this joint?
I would that is something that you could spend a story point on and declare there to be windows, but I don't the window would not be close to the ground. It'd be very high up. It'd be
Yes,
like,
I
at
assumed
least 2
so.
stories up.
Babe looks at Balthazar. Extreme annoyance. And asks, how do you get around in life without wings?
Typically, I try not to do much getting around.
Oh, good lord.
Balthazar is so old.
I tend to let the flies come to me.
Dave just face palms again and asks, "All right, well, how do we want to try to get in then if we can't have you fly?"
Yeah, and with that though, a fly does sort of like buzz by and land on one of Balthazar's little mushroom stumps, and I'm assuming Balthazar probably just gobbles it up real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Like he doesn't even look at it. He just like the tongue just whips out, grabs it, and he's just up.
Like it actually, like the tongue doesn't even go in a straight line. It literally arcs behind Balthazar's face and like grabs it. But did you want to spend a story point on that window, by the way, or
Do we want to, guys?
Um,
Or do we, or do you want to chat with the guards, Polly?
I was gonna say, is there a like maybe could I do some sort of a perception check or something to see if there was some other less aerial way to get in, perhaps?
Yeah, no, you can do a perception check. I'm just trying to think. You're trying to find like an alternative route in that isn't necessarily going to be require flying.
The other option I was thinking is perhaps we could wait for one of the arcanists to come by and just hop in behind him. Or her. Or them.
Yeah, so I would let you do a perception check. I think that would be daunting because you're basically trying to find like a secret, like you're trying to find like a some sort of secret entrance or some sort of deep like serious vulnerability that no one's noticed with the wizard
I've
spot.
got it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find a dress. Polly will put it on and use Speak Human and start screaming in distress for the guards. And then we'll all just sneak in.
why do I need a dress for that?
Oh, sounds like fun.
Oh, but what
You know,
she
just
said
for the-
something I agree with.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but
You
feel
know,
like we
it's
could
so that
just
you
skip
can
a
like
step.
you can fly around a corner so they just see a dress being dragged into an alleyway and they're like, "Good heavens!" Run after. Just do their civic duty.
I will attempt certainly to distract them like that.
Yeah, because
Polly
I
is not
certainly
very-
didn't see anything.
Yeah, Balthazar, you did not see any any sort of secret or unknown ways of
I
entry.
was hoping there'd just be like a crack. I mean, it's a castle, right? Castles have cracks. How else do the rats get in?
Well, they don't in this game.
This is a very well upkept section of Nash'r. The two
Clearly.
threat. I think that with the two threat. What am I gonna do with the two threat?
Actually, the only crack is inhabited by a very angry pack of rats.
Actually, yeah, no,
Coming
I
after
actually straight up,
Balthazar.
I 100% like that. No, and so, you don't see an obvious way into the tower. Yeah, aside from the door, and if you guys want to use a story point, that window. But you do see a rat burrow, with a bunch of rats, in it, which is going to make it a little scary to get close to, the parts of the tower that aren't the door, because they're avoiding notice by the guards, so it's sort of like off to the side, under a bush. You see some a rat burrow with a bunch of really gnarly looking rodents.
I like to think that, like, as is typical with most like animated animal films or whatever, that like the rats are like these like bad dudes, and they're all like, yeah, whatever, and they're just like all hanging around, like they're like
Switchblades.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have butterfly knives, leather jackets, a few tattoos.
they're just
Yeah,
like daring you to come over. Yeah, this is our turf.
I was thinking more traditional rats, but you know what? I like it. We'll go with it. Yeah, there's like they have like, slicked back hair and little leather jackets, and yeah, they're smoking some sort of substance. You don't know what it is, but they're leaning on their rat burrow and just staring at you and singing what's the like the 50 like doo-wop music or something.
They're like snapping like the Jets do.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So,
Well, okay, they're not doing that. That's a little extreme, but they are like these are bad dudes, though. You can tell they're not just gnarly
got that
rats; they're
greaser
bad
vibe.
dudes. Yeah.
So Polly is a little bit nervous about lying. He knows he's not generally a good liar. He's usually a lot more straightforward with that. So this might require a story point expenditure, but would you say that guards like these would be under orders that if a familiar approached them, and especially one that could potentially talk and said, follow me, they might be compelled to do so under the assumption that maybe the potential familiar's master needs their help?
Maybe if you said help instead of follow me.
Yeah, I think they. I mean, yeah, they could be compelled to do that. There's not like I don't. You don't need to like spend a story point to say that they're instructed to like guard and help.
Do you want me to
the
do this
magicians.
as an Arcana check for the speak human thing, or an Arcana check and then a social check?
Yeah, so it'd be an Arcana check for the speak human thing, which would let you do the social check. So yeah, it'd definitely be 2 checks.
Okay. Let's see here.
Because it would still be a deception, so you're still lying to them.
Oh, the spell fails.
And the most boring type of failure too, just 0 successes, which is a bummer because this means nothing funny happens. You just try and cast your spell, and nevertheless, the guards still continue on, totally not noticing you. Because you guys are still at a distance, right? You're not like up in their face quite yet. You still hear them going, and they're like arguing with each other now because that's what I decided to go with. So, what else would you like to try to?
Blimey, the spell didn't work.
Put enough oomph into it.
I'm just gonna light something on fire. Truly is the most straightforward way to do it. Babe looks at the others. Correct?
I won't stop you.
I never thought you would.
He lifts one little froggy eye in disdain.
So what?
Definitely like a fry squint.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. What is Babe intending to light on fire?
Oh.
Because
so
the
in
tower
this-
is stone.
Yes, that is correct. We're not going to light the tower on fire. This is a distraction.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
this
also
is
that'd be
a
arson
lovely. Yeah. So.
No, I'm just saying, if you let the tower on fire, there are people in there. That would be horrifying. So yeah, that's also
Babe
another
still
reason.
doesn't care.
Damn, Babe.
Don't light the place on fire that we're trying to get to.
Yes, I love.
Light
look.
Light
I love
a fire
violence
over there.
I love violence, but I'm
that you
logical
bring them
about
away
it.
from them.
Oh my god, this toad.
Maybe we can find a dress.
And when we find that dress, we'll light it on fire. And when we light it on fire, we'll throw it into the middle of the square. And then you can see if you can
that's
speak
what
human
I
again.
said.
But yes, so basically, Babe would like to look around the square and find something close enough to the guards that they'll like see it and need to assist with it, but not close enough to the tower that it puts their mission at jeopardy. Balthazar.
Yeah, so looking
Do
around
I need to do a perception check for that? Or
it depends if you want to find anything more complicated than what I'm going to describe to you now. So
Okay.
looking around the square, there is it's a pretty big square. Or a relatively large plaza. On the either side of this particular spire that you're in front of, there's a few shrubs and bushes and sort of maybe even a couple well kept copse, whatever, group of trees. And I think that here and there you also see park benches, just randomly wooden and cast iron park benches, just placed around, and some sort of nice tall lamps or lampposts with magical fire in them, cold magical fire in the lampposts that are lighting the area. I think at this point it's probably getting into the twilight, so the sun's beginning to set. So you start seeing, especially in the more shadowed parts of the plaza, the lamps are popping to life and lighting up.
How far away from the spire are we currently in range bands?
So you can hear the guards talking. You just can't make out what they're saying. So I would say a medium range.
I say we just charge them. It worked with the geese.
He's not wrong.
Babe does have that special goose call ability for the rest of the session.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Are we going to use it this early?
Yeah, I think this might be the best place to do it.
I think we're going to use it this early. Babe hates to admit that Balthazar is correct. But decides that, well, she does love arson. Charging is the best course of action. And she, I don't know, flies up into the air and starts screaming to the geese to come aid her in a full-on attack of the guards. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No. That's totally. Yeah. What are they? Yeah. Are you having them just like straight up attack the guards?
That guard is not sharing his bread.
Well, so we could have them attack the guards, or just start attacking the people in the square.
I just imagine like general like shit stirring. Like they don't have to like fight, There's like nipping and like squawking and flapping their wings and things faces.
Yeah.
Just
what we're doing is
ruckus.
We're just throwing Untitled Goose Game directly into the square.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just have that asshole.
Yeah, okay,
goose.
Yep. Yes. That one.
Okay. So go ahead, spend your story point. As you use, so it's in the top right of the game table.
Oh yeah, no, I just literally lost my tabs. That was all.
And
I found them.
So the geese question is, do I want to have you guys roll? So this would be a coercion check, I think, basically.
That silence was prime content for the credits.
Yeah. That's I'm not going to remove any silence from the version of this. I think that's what listeners like, just long gaps of silence in their
Truly, we don't get enough of that in our lives.
So,
If
a coercion check for me?
Meditate.
If Polly can assist.
You can all assist, and I'm trying to figure out. It wouldn't be. Does Bave have? Bave also gets the boost that was passed to you, by the way. From before.
That's true.
And that's
it would be coercion, not deception.
No, it'd be coercion because you're basically like scaring the guards into helping with the hyper aggro geese.
We're not scaring them into doing it. We're inducing them to assist people as is their job. So we're deceiving them into thinking that they need to move away from the door.
Well, I mean, they do need to move away from the door because
fine, I'll do coercion. My deception's just better.
Yeah. It's not.
So you get that.
Polly has a rank in deception or coercion.
Coercion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you get Polly's rank in it, and I want to say that you get the boost. And there are 4 geese.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you an upgrade for every goose in this minion group. So you get 4 upgrades.
Remind me.
So it's just, there's like a little...
I think you can just...
upgrade icon so that you can just add, there's like a little like green and yellow die.
Yes.
And you can add that 4 times to your pool. And that'll turn
you
green dice into yellow dice, or if there's no more green dice to turn into yellow dice, it'll add additional green dice. So you're
Wait, sorry. So the green, okay, I see what you're saying. So I add 4 of those, you said?
Yes, 4 of those. Because a bunch of aggressive geese is pretty coercive.
Yeah. And what's the difficulty level?
It will be their cool. So 2 purple.
2 purple?
2 purple.
2 purple. Okay, I've got that. I hope this is correct. Whoop.
All that for 2 successes. It worked.
It worked.
And honestly, all the beneficial dice did a lot of work on that. But yeah, so the geese, as you sort of caw out commands to them, you hear like over the crest of the bridge behind you, you hear like honking. It's like and then it's louder and louder and louder until there's just like this cacophony of ear-bursting honks, and the geese just barrel past you into the square and immediately start snatching up picnic baskets, nipping little kids in the butt, hissing at some lady walking her cat familiar, just being generally obnoxious. And the guards, you hear them go, and they immediately like take off running with their spears, charging towards the geese in the middle of the plaza square. The wooden door entrance to the tower is unattended.
All right, so
Balthazar, I was going to say Balthazar is hopping as fast as he can towards the door, which is still extremely slow.
Yeah, we have like a zoom in of like Balthazar like picking up speed. It's like a hop, 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 and then like we zoom out and it's just like 1 mile an hour. It's barely noteworthy.
How are we opening the door?
Out of my way!
You do eventually get to the door, and exactly like Polly just realized, it's meant for humans with hands and human grabbers.
No worries, because Babe is going to just immediately use unseen hands to get that thing open.
All right. That will be I think an easy check, right? You have
Yeah, they're all easy.
Yeah. Ooh, a threat. And
awesome.
2 strain,
Yeah.
right?
2 strain to cast a spell. Yep.
Yeah, great.
The door opens, creaks open. It's not locked or anything. It just has a handle, and you need to click the door open. With that threat, you know what happens? You hear take an extra strain,
The
and
rats.
you hear behind you. Yep.
Yes.
You're snapping behind you as the chittering rats start making their way, seeing the door open in your direction. The door is open, however, and you have mere moments before the greaser rats are upon you.
Before the rats are noticed, Balthazar also casts Unseen Hand to do a high five with Babe's Unseen Hand. Just narratively. After she opens the door.
Okay, I won't make you pay strain for that, since it's a narrative thing. So it's like a mushroom spore cloud forms into like an unseen hand and just does a high five.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, the door opens.
And then the rats cometh.
Oh god, so the door's still open and the rats are coming?
Yeah, the door's still open, the rats are coming. They're hot on your heels or talons or whatever. And
Or tail feathers?
Yeah, but you can get in. You can get into the spire though. It's not nothing in the way.
Shall we try to like push the door open, close from the other side?
Yeah, I think can we use all of our combined energy to push the door?
Yeah, all of you give me an athletics check. Easy. You all like lean into the door. Okay. So Paulie got a failure and an advantage. Balthazar a 0 failure or 0 successes, failed check, but got 1 advantage. Bave, you got a success and advantage. So you slam the door closed. Just as you hear the snapping fingers reach a crescendo behind you, and then you suddenly hear sort of squeaks and squeals as the rats angrily stomp away, unable to get into the spire that they clearly want to get into, because there are no cracks that lead into the spire, as we've determined. Paulie, with that failure, take a strain as you pull a leg, or pull one of your wings, I think, a wing muscle, trying to close the door.
Okay.
You all do have an advantage to spend, though.
I will actually recover a previously dealt strain.
Immediately recover the strain. as I imagine, like Paulie sort of like does the cartoon bird wing thing and like wipes some sweat from his forehead.
Whew.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Finishes the other half of the peanut that he still had in his talon.
That was just hiding in his feathers.
That's why you failed the check. You had you refused to give up this 1 peanut half. Cool. Yeah, but you eating that peanut gave you a little bit more strain back. Balthazar, Babe, are you guys doing the same? Recovering strain? Or Balthazar doesn't
Don't
have
have
strain
any.
yet. Yeah.
I was trying to think about something neat. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss right now.
Well, how about this? The hallway that you enter, as you all turn around from the door that just slammed shut, it is a magically lit hallway, and there's a number of that sort of stereotypical college campus door, like wood doors with the fog glass panel on top, lining the hallways. The one leading to the classroom that you're trying to make your way to, it is slightly ajar. It's open for you. I would give you that with the advantage.
Perfect.
And I'm just going to recover a strain.
So the birds both wipe sweat off their respective brows with their respective wings.
Well, actually, I dramatically lean against the door and flop down onto my bird butt.
I just noticed your character portrait, and I don't know what that is. It's the goofiest looking crow I've ever seen, though.
Looking dramatically away into the light.
It's like a fat crow. It's a fat raven. It has a pot belly. I didn't even think birds could have pot bellies. It's like
it doesn't have a pot belly.
Well, listeners, I am reporting that this raven has
You're
a
a
pot
fool.
belly.
You've never seen a crow in your life.
Well, I've seen crows. I'm just trying to think if I've seen a raven. I don't know.
This isn't a raven. This is a crow. This is a hooded crow.
Oh, okay.
Hooded crow.
It's a pot-bellied crow.
Get it together.
Yeah, so you heal the strain. Cool. So you are at the entrance to the baking class. If you were to peer around the corner to sort of peek into the class, there is probably about a dozen mages in the class with a whole menagerie of different familiars. You have other frogs and parrots. There's the spider familiar, and some super weird dude has a snake familiar, and everyone's like, why? But they're really getting into
Snakes
baking.
are awesome.
The
Shut
snakes
up.
being useless because snakes would be useless for any sort of activity that requires limbs, of course. Such
They're
as baking.
great at picking up eggs.
Yeah, their snake, I think the snake familiar is like swaddling the egg to pre-warm it before they crack it into the bowl. And that's like all the snake's doing. But all the other familiars seem to be helping with their respective masters and helping them cook. Of course, they're all speaking tall person or big person. So you guys, to your ear, you just hear the instructor, a middle-aged woman with curly hair, who smiles a smile that it seems like it's going to swallow her entire face when she isn't speaking. But she is speaking quite a bit because she is the instructor, and you just hear go. And they all seem to be taking directions and cues from her.
Balthazar is just busy looking around to see if he can find his master, and he's like, "Has anyone seen Gary?"
So Balthazar you're just wandering right into the into the classroom.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so the way I'm doing this
what is he doing?
You so to find the clues you need here, I just need 4 successful investigation related checks. I can count. So you're just hollering into the class. So this little mushroom toad sort of is. Are you hopping in or are you wiggle butting in?
I'm hopping around a bit between people's feet, and I'm yelling, "Gary!" Which just sounds like croaking to most people except for familiars.
Yeah. No, definitely. Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or you just wandering through?
No, I'm senile as hell.
So you're trying to make a distraction for us?
Unintentionally, but sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm trying to think about the role. So for then, yeah. So this will be. I think leadership would be a hard leadership check. I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade the difficulty. Because you are just like barreling into this classroom uninvited without a master or anything too. Just croaking as loud as you can.
I assumed my master would be here.
No, your masters are not here. No one's masters are here.
Oops.
You are all on this. You're all on this investigation
all
on
alone.
Your own. Yeah, the masters,
in this great big wide world.
As far as you can tell, that like no one else seems to notice that Fox has been missing for a few days. So no one's looking into it because no one else has noticed this. Just you guys, because he's part of your friend group, have noticed this. That has passed you the difficulty upgrade for that check. So it'll be a hard leadership.
Okay, I am going to use my special ability, Theory and Practice. Balthazar can spend a story point once per session as an incidental and count his intellect as ranks in the skill being used.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. What does that look like in this particular situation, though?
Well, as much as everyone thinks that Balthazar is senile, he's actually quite well educated, and he spends much of his froggy time reading books. So he's actually being quite cunning right now and intelligently trying to cause a distraction, I suppose.
Okay, it sounds good. Yeah, I think he's playing the role of a sort of demented old frog, but it's strategic. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it was a very clever ruse. That did not work at all.
3 failures. But
I think what it actually was a yeah, I meant to do that.
Exactly. I'm just hoping 3 failures doesn't equal getting stepped on.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. I think the advantage is that you you sort of like navigate under the desks and everything, so you're not so you stay out of sight of the masters. However, you definitely the other familiars are doing the big city public transit approach of just pretend they can't hear you. They're too busy doing their own thing. They don't even notice you. You're not what? My headphones are in. Sorry, guy. And they're just totally ignoring you. It's someone else's problem.
Balthazar is like that curmudgeon-y old toad that everybody kind of actually dislikes, and so
this is not a new thing for
not
Balthazar.
him again.
Like Balthazar wanders into classrooms all the time,
just shouting at the familiars. he's always like, "There's a conspiracy. The wizard elections were stolen." And everyone's like, "Oh,
my
God,
God.
no, Balthazar." Yeah, he was fine, but in recent years, Balthazar has really gone off the deep end. No one really understands why. It's weird.
It's all those wizard books he's reading.
While he's doing
Fox has
that,
been giving him a lot of wizard books to look into. It's very frustrating.
while he's doing that, I gonna try to see if I recognize any close other familiar friends that might be in the class that I can try to get their attention.
Sure. So I think do you have like I want to say like streetwise. I think that's
Okay,
actually
I can
probably
do
a
that.
really good use of streetwise, and we'll put it at 2 average difficulty.
Oh, jeez.
Also 2 failures and an advantage.
You have no friends here.
Yeah, you definitely don't recognize anyone you know.
Guy was the only friend in this class.
You don't. Oh well. Oh, so also you do have story points to spend. So I'll give you the chance to retroactively spend a story point if you.
I was gonna
think you
say I
would
can
have.
also try to do that as well and use my
Okay.
talent called contact.
Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, So you don't recognize anyone that you know. With the advantage. Especially if Babe is going to do a contact. Does that have a check associated with it?
It's basically like when I'm trying to locate somebody, I can reduce the difficulty of the check by 1.
Okay, cool. So I think I think that is like a perfect boost pass actually. Like you recognize someone you don't recognize anyone you know, but like you sort of grab the attention of someone that Bave might know.
Okay.
I just was wishing that like you had a different like some threat or despair rolled because then I'd be like
Yeah.
You actually find your
think you
worst enemy.
No, it wasn't
It's
even no, it wasn't even gonna
GB.
be that. It's GB
Yes.
the dog. No, I think that I forgot that GB's still out there as an NPC right now. I was to say it'd be like that the even worse thing where like you think you recognize someone and you like approach them and then have that awkward like and then, like you just take like a ton of strain. You basically strain out on the spot. But you didn't roll anything that bad that would merit that. So yeah, you just passed the boost. Don't recognize anyone. Babe. Average check with streetwise as well, I think, but with your contact, it'd be easy. And you get a blue die.
Babe, there's another crow in there. You know all crows, right?
Oh yeah, every single one. Yeah, that's really, really forward thinking of you. Great job. Remember, Babe's an asshole.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with us?
God. Turns out that
Ow.
no, you don't know that crow.
Oh God.
So a failure and an advantage is what Babe rolled on her streetwise check. Oh, did you want to upgrade that with the story point or no?
Yeah, we should probably upgrade that.
You should probably upgrade that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a yellow die and
If it turns up
Because-
blank,
I'm gonna swap
I'm
out
gonna
the
quit.
no. I was gonna swap out the advantage one.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you
Still fail.
get a failure still. Interesting.
Oh.
Oof.
But it's 1 advantage. So also you spent a story point on that upgrade.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
That's okay. I got it. Oh, don't worry, I'll take your story points back.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, the crow, you don't recognize that crow. Polly's full of shit. Totally don't recognize that crow. A little offensive, but with the advantage, I I'll say that you just to give you a path forward because you got a lot of failed rolls in a row. You see the notice that there is a back door at the back of the classroom, and at the back of the
And
classroom,
we go in there and hide in the closet in shame for the rest of the game.
No, but there is like it is a closet though that it leads to. You can see because it's open, and it's a bunch of cubbies with the different. It's like it's a temporary storage for when people come to the class. They can put like their wallet and keys and stuff in the little cubbies, and they can write their name on the front and a little whiteboard. So there's a bunch of little cubbies with that in there.
So we're gonna try to stealth our way over there, maybe.
I mean, do we even need to? Balthazar just walked right in.
And he's aggravated that you haven't followed him. He's like, what?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
So to be clear, this whole time, Balthazar is like shouting under the desks, right? While everyone's ignoring him. But Polly and Babe are like peeking, I think, like head over head just around the door entrance. You see like this parrot and this crow just sort of like just peeking right around the corner.
And it looks so ridiculous because it's a bright red parrot and a dark black crow.
And they're all, and yeah, the class is now, they're all, you all are suddenly given a little bit of a jolt as the entire class starts cracking eggs, because apparently the instructor has taught them. Yeah. So I just realized also the bird thing. Yeah.
Well, crows and ravens eat eggs, so.
That's true. So they're all chicken eggs.
True.
Like you can tell off the bat that they're chicken eggs. But either way, they also are cracking. They also are cracking eggs and putting them into the batter.
Why would anybody eat anything like that?
I guess Balthazar didn't see the closet, right? It was just the other two.
Yeah. It's actually just Babe that's noticed the closet. That was
oh
Babe's
shit!
advantage.
I should probably throw that information out there. Babe, who is at the top of the heads, peeking over and around the door, looks down at Polly and pokes him in the head with her beak and says, "See that door over there? See that closet?
Yeah.
Maybe we can find some clues in there."
Aye.
That fox owes me some jewels.
Polly just flies towards it.
Babe confidently struts through the classroom.
Okay. Is Balthazar also just waddling nonchalantly through
still
this
just
classroom?
Screaming?
I mean, as he sees Babe, kind of strutting by, he's like, "Finally!" And then he starts hopping along behind her. Yeah.
Well, you probably see Polly flap his way across the room.
Is there anything in this
screaming
room?
Adventure?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man.
As I've made my way underneath all of these desks and everything, is there like anything maybe laying about, like a note under a desk or some fox fur or something, just that possibly Balthazar could have come across in his meanderings?
Okay. Since I think you're like specifically looking for fox fur too, I like that. Add a boost. And it'll be an average perception. And while you're doing that, I guess I'm gonna. So none of you are trying to be stealthy. Polly, you're just dive bombing towards the closet through the class. Yeah, so I'm not gonna have you guys roll anything yet. But as Polly like streaks through the air, screeching about adventure, all of the like you can tell that suddenly all of the masters in the classroom, like there's like a lot of like as they all are trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why these animals are just running a ruckus through this classroom. And they all start getting out of the desk and heading in a direction. So they're approaching the door. Balthazar, you as you move towards the closet with that success and 3 advantages, you definitely you see some fox here. You see a sort of a trail of fox hair, and I think leading into the closet.
And I yell out, "He's been here!" And I pick up the fox hair and I like stick it underneath a mushroom on my back.
Yeah, as you
I don't know why.
like, it's like picking up with your tongue and like slapping it into the back under a mushroom or something.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Bave, Balthazar, I think that you are still on the way to the closet as the classroom erupts into a flurry of activity that is decidedly not part of the today's curriculum. And Polly, you have made it into the closet by the time that you notice this happening.
Was it me that they reacted to, or was it?
It's all 3 of you. I mean,
Okay.
a mushroom toad, a crow, and a parrot walk into a classroom uninvited.
With no masters.
Yeah, with no masters. No gods and no masters. And yeah, so I don't know.
Okay, I am going to attempt to try to speak human again.
Can I pass a boost from two of my advantage over for this check?
Oh, yeah, definitely, of course. You're gonna pass 2 boost?
I think I can only. Well, I don't
You can
know.
pass
I guess
as many boost as you want. I allow blue waves, so if you want to pass 3 boost to the very next check with those 3 advantage, I'm fine with that. I just
sure.
try and come up with a narrative reason why that's happening.
Let me think. Well, nope. I have nothing.
Okay, how about this? You know, the familiars, everything here is magical, right? So as and they haven't been using their magic because part of this is to sort of not use magic to connect with your familiar. So there's a lot of pent up magical energy in the air. So if you're about to cast a spell, because Polly is casting speak with humans, right, or speak with masters.
Human, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like a live current of arcane energy that's sort of tense in the air right now to get through this.
Finally.
There we go. Yeah, you speak superhuman. You're really awesome at speaking human now.
So I'm going to spend 1 to one of those advantage of the 4 to recover a strain. So that's doesn't hit me quite as hard. But I cast the spell, start hearing the masters actually speaking, and land myself on the doorknob and go, "Do not worry, fellow familiars and wonderful masters. We are just looking for our friend, Guy. Please pay us no mind."
Yeah, so as soon as you cast Speak with Human, you immediately understand that like the discussion and flurry of discussion and shouting is about asking where these familiars' masters are. The familiars aren't supposed to be in here alone. And when you speak and say to them what you just said, the instructor calmed down and said, shh. Now everyone calm down. What, hon? Why are you in this classroom without your master? You know you're not supposed to be here. And she is Southern now. So it's the only female voice I can do.
Real quickly, I assume Guy's master is not here either.
No, you do not see Guy's master here.
Our masters are looking for Guy's master. While we were sent to look for Guy because we haven't seen him in several days, and it's very important that we find him. And he's started to do the parrot bob again, like he's very animated when he talks.
Cool. Just one second. I'm trying to clean up the game board real quick so I can figure out what's going on with these NPCs. Sorry, so you told you said that you're there looking for your masters are concerned about Guy's master.
Yeah, and we were sent to look for Guy, while our masters are looking for. I try to emphasize we're looking for Guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a.
Charm?
Yeah, I guess that would be charm. I was trying to think of like charm, maybe leadership, but I think I'm overusing leadership, so I'm gonna go with charm. And that's against cool, so it is 2 purple. Are you using? So
yeah,
what are you using that advantage for?
Yeah, I'll use
You have 3
2
left,
advantage
right?
to pass myself an extra boost die, and then an advantage to pass the next person a boost.
Cool, perfect.
1 success and 1 threat.
Okay. Basically 2 strain that you do to her. And a threat. So with a threat, the rest of the humans, the masters in the room, don't seem interested in your story. They look annoyed that their class is being interrupted. Even the familiars look annoyed, and you see them sort of like slowly creeping towards you and the closet. Just sort of like tiptoeing forward. They're not all out rushing you yet. And the mage instructor says, "What now? You know the rules. If your masters are wanting to do something, they need to be here with you. They're not supposed to be in here alone. I'm gonna have you come with me. And your little frog friend and that fat crow as well." And
Dave glowers and wants to light the room on fire.
Babe does not know what is being said, actually, though. Keep in mind. So neither Babe nor Balthazar can speak.
Babe's been alive a long time. Babe knows that she was insulted.
That's the mage instructor talks very animatedly, So yeah, Babe doesn't see. So Babe just hears wow 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 wow. But when the instructor points at Babe and like does like a beak shape and like a fat belly shape, and it's like it seems unnecessary. But she's making sure she's very clear to Polly. Yeah, so she's just trying to convince you to come with her. It's not going to be a role yet because this is only sort of like a quasi social encounter. She's not trying to get anything from you quite yet.
Please, we really need help. We're really concerned about Guy. We haven't seen him in several days, and that's not like him. And he has things that he needs to teach me how to do, and it's very important. And I just want to see Guy again.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll another charm check against Cool, and I will give you an upgrade on that check, because I feel like the fact that you're arguing, like you want him to teach you something, right? You're sort of arguing towards your own curiosity.
2 successes and an advantage.
Okay. All right, hon. Now, calm down. We don't calm down. You're squawking a mighty squawk right there. Don't worry. We'll figure this all out. Now, like I said, you can't be in here by yourselves though. So why don't we?
Master's busy.
All right. So this guy, you say he's a fox familiar?
Yeah. And I will note that I have purposely. There's no hint of pirate. He's like very. He has become very serious, almost. He's almost dropped the facade at this moment.
Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, Bave and Balthazar, are you guys doing anything while Polly is talking to the instructor? I think that you can understand Polly's side of things because of the way that the spell works. So you like heard half of this conversation. You just can't understand what the instructor is saying.
I was going to ask if, like kind of while the mages, and Polly are conversing, if I could go ahead and peep those cubby holes.
Yeah, go for it. It will be an average. You're just trying to like rifle through them and see if there's anything of like any leads. Is that?
Yes, and I'm not being nice about it. I'm just like grabbing stuff and just like throwing it behind me. Like, nope, that's not important.
Okay. Yeah. So suddenly you Polly, behind you hear cubbies like crashing down out of the wall, and like the toad the frog like tongue sound as he like pulls them off the shelves. Go ahead, roll an average perception check.
If you want to help me out in here.
Yeah, and Babe, if you wanna, you can assist on that as well.
If you choose.
Babe?
I was poaching an egg. Sorry.
Would you like to assist?
Babe is poaching an egg very skillfully, but looks over at Balthazar and says, "Ugh, fine," and goes over to help.
What
perception, right?
Yeah, what's your ranks in perception or your
let me get there. I have a yellow and a green.
Cool, so you have 1 rank in perception.
Perfect.
Yep. That one. What do I do?
So you are just giving your ranks to Balthazar, who I don't think has any ranks in perception, right?
Great.
So,
correct. Yeah,
okay, so I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we're taking I have the higher characteristic in cunning, so we're taking that. And then you have the higher skill rank and perception, so we're taking that. But you didn't help because you're too busy worried about the egg.
Yeah.
Look, man, this egg's important to me.
It's definitely your fault that I didn't find anything.
Babe takes
But can I please have some of that egg?
her perfectly poached egg and launches it directly at the toad like a missile.
Does Balthazar just grab? I mean, I'm not gonna have you roll a check on that because I think Balthazar could grab that with his frog.
This is
It's basically a fly.
This is meant as an attack.
Okay.
Not as an
I mean, yeah, I can have you roll a range attack.
I mean, it's like, a attack. I'm not,
Okay.
it's like throwing a pillow at
You're
somebody.
not gonna start PvP. You're not gonna have my game descend into you just attacking each other. Cool. This is a this is a kid-friendly game where your characters murder each other. Yeah, so you don't find, I mean, you're making a huge mess, and you do not find anything, Balthazar, even with Babe's assistance, in the cubbies.
Yeah. Or I guess for the advantage, like, can I just say, like, I'm making making this mess, just causing a distraction that, might give, Paulie a boost on his check a little bit because the mage is kind of distracted and doesn't take the time to really listen to everything quite as closely as she could if I wasn't being an asshole.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Yeah, we'll do that. I was gonna say the opposite. I was gonna give Paulie a setback because there's like a flurry of papers behind them, but. I think
just
it's a fair
cancel
thing
that
to pass
out.
the advantage. I think it's actually, you know what, you're right. The way that you're doing it though, you are creating like a distraction for Polly, but it's also creating a distraction for the instructor who can see that you guys are. It's unusual for familiars to go to these lengths to do this sort of stuff. So yeah, Polly, you'll get a setback and a boost on your check. So yeah, they wouldn't cancel each other out because that's slightly beneficial still. Yeah, so the instructor is sort of like inching towards you, Polly, while this is activity is going on behind you, and you have a chance to. It's clear that she's thinking about just like leaping forward and just like like all the masters are going to grab you. But they're not quite within range yet. They're trying not to spook you. They're doing that, animal control thing where you like slowly walk towards the animal. So what would you? Yeah, are you gonna try and make another argument to convince her? Charm check, or are you gonna change tactics? Okay.
Will you please help? Have you seen Guy? The last place our friend saw him was here. So either you did something terrible to him and made his master forget it or not worry about it, or you just know where he is and you're not telling us. So just tell us and we'll be on our way. We'll go back to our masters. I promise.
Sure. Is this it's like a coercion check? Are you trying to scare her into helping you?
I don't know that scare. I mean, I'd negotiation might be the.
Okay, I'll give you negotiation.
Here.
I'll give you negotiation. If for no other reason than I always forget what coercion goes up against, which I think is discipline, but negotiation goes up against negotiation, which makes that easy. So it's 2 purple.
2 purple still, okay. I should have spent that last story point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I should be spending these story points too. So, she sort of like passive, like, yeah, okay, honey, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry, we'll find your master soon. Even though that's not what you're talking about.
I will pass a boost on to the search going on behind me.
Okay, cool, perfect. And yeah, you see, so the you see, as you're talking, you see one of the students, the masters in the classroom, try to stealthily step out of the classroom, and you can tell that he's running out to probably grab. Well, you see the door's open, so like you see him step out and then run down the hallway in the direction of the guards.
Realize the geese have made their advance into the tower.
There's a low honking in the distance.
Yeah. The windows are open, so yeah, you do hear like a subdued like honking and shouts in the distance. You're realizing with your highly attuned animal hearing, you can hear it, but the locals, the people in the classroom, the masters don't hear it. But yeah, nevertheless, clearly they are going to running out to get the guards, and I'm spending a story point to make that happen. Babe, is there any check you want to make?
I mean, should I try another search of the room or something? Because we're just failing miserably at that.
I would say, yeah, you guys maybe try at least one more round of searching.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So, you want me to do perception again, Micah?
Yeah, for searching, it'll basically be an average perception check. And
Awesome. And that's 2 purple. And did you say you were passing on a blue to the next to the search attempt?
You did.
Yeah, Polly's passing on a blue
Cool. Great.
that advantage.
Okay, so I have the blue and the 2 purples here.
You can
And
spend a story point if you want to upgrade. Or you don't need to,
Bam!
apparently. Because you got 2 successes and a triumph.
Woo!
Well, it's a good thing because I was about to do something dire.
Man, I kind of want to know. I want to know what the toad is going to do. That was going to be dire. Okay, so
I'm not saying it's off the table yet.
Okay, Bave, you you succeed with the check. Let's see. You had found the fox hair earlier.
Which I have, by the way. Stowed away under a mushroom cap.
Keeping it safe.
It smells good.
Yeah, I'm trying. So,
Smells like friendship.
So, Babe, you saw Balthazar pick up that fox hair, and with your keen crow eyes, I think they have keen eyes. You found a. So the issue was that Balthazar found that fox hair and it had led into the cubby room, but there was like the trail like ended there as far as you could tell. But you picked up some more of the trail and it actually leads into like the coat rack section of the cubby room. There's a coat rack section across from the cubbies, and there's a much lighter trail. However, there is a trail that sort of looks like it comes directly from the coat rack section, almost as if whoever left it had put on a coat that had reduced the amount of their shed that they were leaving behind. And it leads out of the classroom and presumably out of the building and to somewhere useful for your investigation.
Awesome.
And with that triumph, yeah, that's...
Sorry, what was that last?
I know I didn't say anything with the triumph. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the triumph still.
I know, right?
I mean,
Guy walks into the room. I'm kidding.
Yeah. And a fox walks in there. Hello, it's me, Guy.
We win.
Yeah. Also, I'm Mario. It's me, Guy, Fox. No, that doesn't happen. That definitely does not happen. The trail is easily. I think that basically, like, you can, for whatever reason. So this is my suggestion. You are able to like zoom in on this trail, and you it just you can follow it perfectly. Like, there's no concern about having to futz about with it. And I would just let you sort of follow the trail to wherever it may lead, and avoid running into any more guards and stuff like that who are clearly being summoned.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
But we still need to get out of this room.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to all stack on top of each other, put on a coat, and pretend that we're an adult.
We dissected frogs today.
They do. The closet door isn't closed. They can all see you, just to be clear. So you would be doing this in plain view of the people you're trying to trick.
Instead of that,
yeah.
I assume since this is a cooking class, there are some sort of burners, correct?
Ooh.
Yeah, there's little single burners.
Yeah, Balthazar having some newfound respect that he definitely didn't have before for Babe, seeing that she's been the most competent one of all of us today. He casts Unseen Hand, and I'm going to attempt to push over a burner onto the floor.
Ooh.
Because Babe has said fire several times.
Babe loves fire.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This is like one of the best gifts that you can give Babe.
I'm upgrading that check with a... I'm just giving it an upgrade because I really want you to light the building on fire. So I'm spending a GM story point. Because the burner's on that you're pushing over, actually. It wasn't turned off. It's actively on, but you don't realize it. Yeah. It's otherwise an easy check.
Yeah, and you know, he's been in the background twiddling his little frog fingers to concentrate on this spell while everything else has been going on for the last couple of minutes. So I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade as well, as he's had plenty of time to really put some effort into this hand.
Okay. Please give me a despair and a triumph. Okay, or it just gave a fine result, which is one success and one advantage. Your audio, your mic cut all of that out. It sounded like an old man being thrown off a building in the far distance.
I said, "Let them burn."
And as Balthazar screams that, and familiar, all the other familiars, I think, who understand you, like, start freaking out. But a magic hand summons into the air and just knocks over a burner, and it like just falls on the ground and does nothing. Like the flame immediately goes out. But it does distract the entire class. So I think that they all immediately turn their attention towards the burner that was knocked over. What do you want to do with that advantage?
I'd like to take that as a boost to my next check to GTFO.
All right, go for it. You guys gonna just try and like bolt for the door?
Yeah, like this is definitely like a look over there kind of tactic, and then like I'm chirping.
Okay.
We need like an athletics check or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think what it would be. That's gonna be an average athletics check, just to see like how effective you are at like scooching away, and you get the boost. You also get the boost from everyone being distracted, so it's you get 2 boosts.
Fastest frog ever.
Yeah,
That's
Balthazar just
3 success,
books
1
it.
advantage.
Yeah, Balthazar just books it, I think, through the crowd, and Bave and Polly, you're still reacting to the distraction as well, I think, and before you realize it, this toad is out of here. He's already outside the classroom. Bave, Polly, what are you guys doing?
Immediately flapping out of the room.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Bave
Same athletics check for
sorry.
you two. And then while he's rolling that, what is Bave doing?
I'm going to spend a story point.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, Bave is watching after the frog, also feeling a mild amount of what could potentially be eventually respect bubbling forth. And then she, flies up into the air and heads for the door.
Okay. Also do a 2 purple athletics check. Balthazar. Wait, did Balthazar pass that advantage as a boost?
Definitely, because as this whole thing is happening, it's definitely like Balthazar's like hopping around, like hopping onto people's heads and then down onto a desk, and like everybody's like up in a tizzy. There's like flour in the air, like an egg rolls off the table and somebody slips on it, and like all this. It's just mayhem in this classroom now, and hopefully that provides a little extra distraction.
Just like explosive motion and kinetic energy from Balthazar that no one had ever expected to see from this old ass frog.
It's the spores.
Cool. So
I'm going to argue that
Polly,
because of that.
Well, Polly adds the
because
boost,
of that.
So okay.
Oh, good. Okay. I was going to say we both need boosts. 1, because we're flyers, and 2, because Balthazar is being so great at distracting.
Okay.
A boost.
Yeah, you are flyers.
And an upgrade.
I'm not giving you an upgrade. Damn. I will give Polly a second boost though, and you will also get a boost from the
There we go.
There is your success from being flyers, because I think that's fair. It's easier to do this sort of like getaway check as flying creatures.
Well, that's interesting.
Bave, also Polly had is there a reason you had added like
from me?
A raw advantage to you just have 1 advantage, right? Not 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So Bave added an extra boost from Polly's advantage.
Understood. What the hell?
In the mayhem, Balthazar and Polly make it out. Balthazar pinballing off of people's foreheads and other familiars and slapping eggs in people's faces. as he's just exploding out of the classroom. Polly, you just immediately zip by, and I think that you fly directly at the instructor and like squawk, and then just like zoom on by her, and you just hear in the distance her going, "Oh my!" And Babe, though, you make it out as well. You are all out into the hallway. Babe, but you like are not graceful. You fly forward and just like slam right into the door pane as you're trying to flee. So just take 2 strain.
Okay, she's really not used to feeling respect for any other living being, so she's a little bit off her game.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
These positive emotions for a colleague.
I don't like it.
It's gross. I think it's even better because we also said that you all are like a group of friends. You have been friends long enough to be worried about your missing other friend. So Babe finally is respecting her existing friends. But
friendship, pretty hefty term. I don't like you throwing it around that easily.
Like, whoa.
I hang out with these people. Whoa, just calm down.
You using the F word already? Whoa. It's a little fast. But yeah, so you guys you make it out. You're in the hallway. The classroom is in a flurry of activity. Babe, you are still able to totally track the this trail of fox hair. It just almost seems like it stands. It's almost like glowing to you, like in a video game. You're able to really hone in on it. In the distance, you hear you can still hear through the open window of the classroom the cacophony of honking and people shouting. You notably do not hear the guards shouting anymore, though.
The geese have killed them.
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying that happened or didn't happen. That's quite the take, though.
It is what we assume.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The geese now run this town, and because I am their queen, I, by extension, run this town.
Let's spend at least a story point for that.
Does the hair lead back out of the spire or deeper into it?
It leads out. Yeah, I think so. With that triumph, Babe, you can tell that the hair it leads out the back entrance of the spire.
And?
Huh? I missed that.
Well, I said and. Because you said I can follow the whole trail, so where else does it go?
Yeah. No, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. It leads out the back of the spire. It's a clear trail like out the back of the spire, so you can continue that way if you just want to go. Just book it along the trail.
Okay, I want to crow run.
Okay. Is that what you guys? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. I was going to say, along the way, anywhere that he can, Balthazar scoops up more fox hair to tuft under his mushrooms. It's starting to look like he's got fur.
Gross. Furry mushrooms.
Polly is sort of flying above, but sort of looping back and trying to keep in pace with them. Oh, that was close. Where are we going?
To the back door! Babe charges forward, thinking of times of old where she'd launch herself into battle along with her old masters.
Wait, we're not giving up, are we?
No, it's where the trail goes. Follow me.
Oh, right.
Wait, are Babe
they
and
all
Polly
go
in
to the-
flight? Well,
No,
this is...
I'm crow running, and
Oh, okay,
Polly
this
is
is
in
a-
flight.
Okay.
And
And
Balthazar is Harry.
and Balthazar is, yes, he's hairy and hopping along. Okay.
Polly is
Mhm.
sort of he's trying to keep pace, so he's probably having to fly a little bit ahead and loop back around and do some circles around.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I understood. So for whatever reason, the the classroom of masters that you are fleeing from is moving wildly slow. And I mean, I think they're still all sort of totally shocked at what just happened. So they haven't quite
They all tried to
flooded
go out
out.
the door at the same time.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's the other side of the effect of the triumph. So I said that you were that'd be like harried as you follow the trail. Yeah, they do. All of like there's 4 people and like they're all really skinny, but they're all like trapped shoulder to shoulder in the door frame shouting, and the snake familiar is just sort of sitting in the hallway staring at one of the trapped masters, not knowing what to do because snakes are dumb. And you guys make it out of the hallway. And make it out of the spire, in fact.
Snakes are cool, Micah.
This entire story is a vehicle for me to tell how terrible snakes are.
You're the worst.
That's good GMing. All right. I get in my soapbox and make you guys listen to a story I'm telling about my own preferences. No, so yeah, you guys make it out of the hallway and out of the spire itself. The geese are still wreaking havoc in the plaza. It is now nighttime, however, so they sort of like pop in and out of the darkness, harassing people, and more guards have come to try and calm the situation. I think that as you follow the trail behind you, you see the greaser rats sort of look at you, and then they like look at the absolute chaos you've caused, and the clear leader of the little greaser rat crew nods silently with respect towards you. And you think they may in fact be rogue familiars and not just weirdly smart rats. But who knows?
That's what I thought the whole time.
Your own mystery to solve. So you follow this trail of fox hair that is light. You go ahead, roll. All of you roll a average perception. We're not doing anything with the threats. I just want to see if any of you succeed on discover a little bit of information, which you do not succeed. No one succeeds on that roll. So yeah. So as you're following this trail of light trail of fur, and it eventually it leads across some smaller bridges and down some alleys, and then down some across a couple of smaller and older plazas that are less upkept, and eventually you find yourself going down a rickety wood stairwell that is on the outside of this decrepit, just in terrible shape wizard spire at the corner of this dinky little plaza. The wind whips against you, and you feel like at any moment you could very well fall into the abyss However, the trail leads down these stairs and into a dark and dank tunnel at the bottom of this spire. Clearly in disrepair and not has not been in use for quite a long time until very, very recently, because there are some makeshift sconces illuminating this dark and dreary tunnel in the spire basement. At the end of the tunnel, you see a large room about medium distance across. So if you're in the center of the room, you'd be short distance from any given side of the circular room. In the center of the room, however, there is a cage. And lining the walls, there are large oil pots that are alight in a green flame. Off to a side, you see a troll sleeping. Enormous and menacing. Trolls are some of the most dangerous creatures known in the world of Familiar. They are scary, scary creatures. But yeah, you see the troll sleeping, and in the middle, standing right in front of the cage is not Fox, though the trail of, or not Guy, though the trail of Fox hair leads almost directly to him, you can tell. But Guy's master. And his back is to you. He does not yet see you.
Give me timbers.
Can we see what's in the cage?
The cage appears to be empty and open. However, Guy's master is standing directly in front of it and between you and the entrance into the cage. So it's hard to see if there's like anything occluding behind him. The troll is not in the cage himself, no.
Right, but the troll is sleeping?
Yeah, the troll is sleeping off to the side.
Let's stay far away. But poke that troll awake and watch him destroy that man.
You know this man, though, to be clear. You know that this is Guy's master. You recognize him as that.
What's his name?
You understand Babe just likes blood.
What's the master's name?
It is.
I think you put it on Guy's Billiam.
Oh, did I put it on Guy's sheet?
Yeah.
Billiam? Yeah, it's Billiam. That's right. Yeah, his master's Billiam. It's Billiam.
I will cast Speak Human.
Cool. All right. Go for it.
Ooh.
Wow. 3 successes, 2 threats, and a triumph. So you speak human now. Cool. So that's neat. The 2 threats. Well, I as you're casting the spell and you're croaking out whatever verbal element of the incantation that there is, Billiam turns to you and immediately notices you. He hasn't said anything yet, but this is all happening at once. But yeah, he turns and notices you right away. That triumph. I can give you an incredibly useful piece of information with that triumph, if you would like. I don't know if there's something else that you want to do with it.
I had an idea, but your thing is probably going to be less detrimental to us. But I do want to know, just visually as he turns, does that open up any just standard information? Like, is he holding anything, or, like a wicked dagger, or like...
Or like his facial expression exposes something.
Yeah, he has a wicked grin on his face. And he does not have a dagger. He appears to be unarmed, but you see what's in the cage though. And what's in the cage is a heap of loose chains and a padlock, as if something had been at some point chained up in the cage, as well as being in the cage. And you also notice that Billiam has, in his hand, he's holding a large skeleton key.
Is that what I get for the triumph?
No, that's not what you get for the triumph. That's just what you see
Okay.
naturally. If you want the like extra information with the triumph.
Yeah, that's better than what I was going to do.
Yeah. So with the triumph, you notice two things. You one, notice that there are two as you're casting the spell, and because as a familiar you're so suffused with arcane magic, you can see that there is two different signatures of arcane magic. It's almost as if like there's two souls existing within Billiam at once right now. In addition to that, you also note that the fire pots that are along the edge of the room, the large ones with the green flame, that is a magical ever burning flame that is it's an arcane fire. It burns hot. It burns excruciatingly hot if you're too close to it, and it never goes out. It's a sort of arcane Greek fire.
Interesting.
So as
So I say,
go ahead.
I just like, as I kind of realize some of this stuff, I shout out, William, what have you done? Also, I want to know how he feels about seeing Balthazar, like literally covered head to toe in fox fur and dust, probably.
Yeah, Billiam. Oh, I had not expected to see my familiars, regular colleagues here, and oh, look at this! You're speaking in my language. You must have learned a old trick or two from. What's your family's name again?
Lorelal.
From the young Lorelal wizard. Interesting. Very
His name
wonderful.
is Gary.
Gary. Oh, of course. Okay, yes, that's very good. So look, this looks quite suspicious to you, I'm sure. I assure you nothing nefarious is afoot here. Here, why don't you come, all three of you, come to me, and we can talk about it. Come over here, please. Come into the light so I can see you better.
Hey.
We
You're
can't
approaching-
understand him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're right. I
So,
forgot that Balthazar
I turn to him
understands
and I turn to him and I say, he says, come on over.
I don't know.
Babe takes a page from the Genesys book and just hisses a little bit as best as she can.
Yeah, Polly probably squawks.
Yeah.
what
You see, I wanted to, but they don't want to.
Well, what do you know me? I'm Billiam. I'm I'm Guy's master, his superior and owner. Why would I wouldn't hurt him or you. Please come here. So I can show you what I've been doing. It's a surprise. You'll love it. Guy certainly loved it.
What did you do to Guy?
Oh, he's here. Don't worry. He's just preoccupied. It's quite fine. Please
Guy!
come. No, that's it.
Guy!
You don't need. Okay. Well,
Polly
This
starts
is-
shouting Guy as well. Run!
okay. Well, this is clearly getting nowhere. So what I'll have you do is, just stay where you are. Don't worry. I'll explain everything. And as he's saying that, he's walking slowly backwards into the cage, and he closes the door in front of him, still talking to you and looking at you and trying to reassure you. And he says, yes. So you see the relationship between a master and a familiar. It's an ancient one.
Did he just close himself in the cage?
He is closing himself in the cage. Yes, it's an
Okay.
ancient.
I am betting.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I won't interrupt you. Never mind.
Okay, it's an ancient
But I have a guess.
relationship. It's time immemorial. We wizards have gone to wherever we can and found a poor, stupid, silly creature and uplifted you. Right? Why would I hurt my good friend, my beloved familiar Guy? And as he's saying that, you see that he's wrapping himself in chains, and he locks the cage door, and then casts a quick incantation, and the chains tighten around him, and the key floats out and locks him in. He says, "But so."
As the key floats out, I am going to fly forward and grab the key.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a. I mean, it would be. Oh yeah, okay. That's a good check. Skullduggery. You get to use your skullduggery skill. That's
I'm
gonna be
spend a point to
hard,
upgrade this.
though. Okay.
And could I get a boost, because this is what I was trying to learn about from Guy?
Okay, I'll give you a boost because I like where this is going. So yeah, I'll give you a boost. So one failure. So you swoop in and try and grab the key, and Billiam turns and goes, oh, Polly, my good friend Polly, you always were not quite as good at the swashbuckling arts, not as well as good as you wish you were. Not quite as good as me, unfortunately. And a green energy rips itself out of him, and it's this ethereal form. It is a fox shape, the ethereal form of a fox in sort of green light, and it sort of steps out and pops into the jumps into the room outside on the other side of the cage, and suddenly Billiam's eyes go wide, and you see a look of confusion and terror overtake his face. And the fox image solidifies into your old friend, Guy. And Guy turns to you and says,
Oh, I really wish you hadn't been here, but it's so much better being one of them. I'm sorry to do this, but I think our friendship is going to have to end.
and I'm going to spend a story point, and he snaps his fingers, whatever. He clicks his tongue, and the stonework to the hallway behind you collapses in, and you find yourselves locked in the room. And Guy looks back at you, and a wicked fox smirk sort of blossoms across his face, and then he looks back towards the troll and says,
But on the other hand, I have been waiting to try this new trick. These squishy masters aren't nearly as strong as I would like.
Oh, the fun we're going to have!
and he leaps into the troll, who immediately stands up straight, rigid. His eyes flash green flame, and he looks at you and enters initiative. Everyone roll for initiative.
So can we still understand him?
Yes. So you could understand everything that just happened, actually.
I hit the start initiative for you.
Yes, thank you. I saw that.
I guess we're rolling vigilance, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's any. What? Is there no dice channel selected?
Oh yeah, that's been saying that the whole time.
Oh, did it actually? Okay. One of these I can just slot. Cool. That's super weird.
Oh, it's just because you don't have a dice channel selected in the settings.
Yeah, I realized that.
It's not a problem. It just means it won't go to Discord.
Yeah, which is fine. And we don't, surprisingly enough, on a weeknight actual play, we don't have. I don't think we've had any public viewers, so that's fine. So the troll, this enormous creature, massive in stature, very simple and small in mind, typically looks at you, his beady eyes possessing the intelligence and guile of a guy, the fox familiar. And you have first move in initiative.
Why would you do this, guy? Who wants to go first?
I could go. I mean, if somebody else has something they really want to do, I'm just going to try to scathing tirade him.
You're at
Just
medium,
do
by the way.
What's that?
You're at medium range, by the way. You're in opposite ends.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start yelling at Guy. We were friends. How could you do something like this? This is... You almost got us in so much trouble today trying to find you. How dare you? And I'm going to scathing tirade. It's an average check. Coercion,
Right.
so 1 success. So he takes 1 strain.
And that does strain damage or just strain, right? It's a strain. Right? It's a social check.
Suffers 1 strain. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So no soak because 1 damage will not bypass his soak. So, cool. Are you taking a maneuver?
No, I think Polly's staying right where he's at for now.
All right. Who is next, Bave or Balthazar?
I can go.
Go for it.
I would like to try and cast. I don't know if it's powerful enough to do it. I was thinking Unseen Hand to try to pull over one of the oil urns, but I don't know if that's doable with Unseen Hand.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. 100%. And I guess like, yeah, which, so there's 4. Let me just double check. I think there are 4 urns. Yeah, okay. There's 4. Yeah, there's 4 oil pots all around the room, basically in each quadrant of the room. There's definitely one that's sort of relatively close by the troll right now.
Okay, so I will hop to within short range and cast Unseen Hand.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, and I'm going to spend a story point and upgrade the difficulty of that. Yeah, I guess just go ahead and roll a red instead. Okay, so you do not successfully. You can't. I think you cast a spell probably, but you're not able to topple the oil pot. Quite. You're not able to exert quite enough force to topple the oil pot. But you do have 1 advantage from that.
I should have 2 advantage.
No, because the it's the same. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, 2. You have 2 advantage from that.
So I'd like to say that as I cast the Unseen Hand, it doesn't topple it, but the arcane energy reacts with the arcane fire, which sends kind of like a gout of fire up just a little bit. And I'm going to use those 2 advantage to add a setback to the whatever the troll's next check is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as a gout of fire sort of splashes across the front of the troll, and whoa.
Oh, I added 1 too.
Oh, okay. I was like, what just happened? Yeah, and when you do that,
just kind of like puts him off a little bit.
Yeah, you see the fire actually you see it like blacken his arm that he puts in front of it, and trolls normally have an incredible regenerative factor, healing factor, but you see that the arm stays charred black where it where the fire sort of brushes across. Bave, what are you gonna do?
Well, soup's awkward. I was totally gonna try to do that as well.
You still can.
And I probably will.
Okay.
So yeah, Bave sees the near success, sees the pot wobble a bit and swoops in with Unseen Hand to hopefully assist in pushing it over. Boop, slowly but surely getting there. Sorry, what was the difficulty on this? I can't remember what you said.
It's an arcane check, so it's whatever your standard casting magic check is. But I am upgrading it by 1.
Oh, it's an easy. That's right.
Yeah, so it's
to
easy.
What?
But it's a red, so it's I upgraded
instead of a purple.
Yeah. I'm giving you guys some
Suck
story
it.
points back. Wow,
No.
4 successes.
Suck it.
Just a
Suck it. Suck it. Suck that fire.
okay, cool. So first off, the fire as you tip the pot over, it spreads green flame across the floor between you and the troll on this one side of the room. So it basically fills the room right over that's that quadrant with this green fire. So the troll is gonna have to sort of go around you. So effectively the troll is it is difficult terrain for the medium distance between you. Or the troll could take long range to go around the cage. The other thing is, as the fire splashes up on you guys, you now get a chance to make an agility or cunning attack check. Your choice. On the troll. So basically roll 2 purples at average difficulty. You either use your cunning or your agility, whichever you prefer, as you try and aim the pot and splash it at the troll.
Remind me again, how do I do that?
So just look at what your cunning or agility score is and add that many green dice to the pool. And then
Got
add
it.
purple dice manually. There's no real way to do it automatically from the table.
Okay, great. And sorry, 2 purple dice?
Yeah, just 2 purple dice. And you have story points, so you can upgrade.
I didn't.
Okay.
Should I?
I'll let you. I mean, you rolled
I clicked
successes
it right
on
as
those
you said
anyway.
that.
Yeah. So because I didn't point it out, you can roll 1 yellow die and replace one of your successes.
For a story point.
Yeah, for a story point.
Great.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
Made 0 difference. Yeah.
that's hilarious. Glad I did that.
um.
Luckily, my 4 successes from before transfer into this attack, right?
Yeah.
So many successes. Come on.
No. But it does do 6 damage. By itself off of your 0 successes. So it still splashes onto the troll for 6 wounds that bypasses soak.
Okay.
And the troll shouts angrily, and you see his skin bubble and char where the burning oil splash onto him, and it just continues to burn. It doesn't stop burning on him, but it also isn't burning any deeper. It's just sort of persisting as his regeneration, his healing factor is actively engaged with the burning oil. And you have a maneuver. Do you want to do anything with your maneuver?
That is a great question. I think I probably want to, back away from the fire a little bit.
Yeah, so you could move like a range band back even more to like the opposite side of the room, basically. So the cage.
Wait, where's the cave in with the loose rocks?
That's like directly behind you guys.
Okay, so I'm just gonna back up to there.
Okay, so you're not really moving a range band. This is more of like a narrative motion.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you're backing up, it is now the troll's turn. And he brings his arm back down, charred and burning, and looks directly at you, babe.
Sweet.
You stupid pigeon! I would not have done that if I was you!
That's because you're a coward.
Okay. And he's gonna charge you. So he's going to spend
shit.
2 maneuvers to go through the difficult terrain, which puts you in. Well, it puts you in short with him, actually. So he's not engaged with you yet. He can't melee attack you quite yet. So yeah, he just spends his 2 actions and just barrels through this flaming ground in your direction. And that's the Genesys action economy. It's back to you guys.
How does he not get injured by that? I call shenanigans.
It's difficult terrain, not continue to hurt him terrain. But there are 3 more pots
It is
all around.
literally eternally blazing fire terrain.
Yeah, I mean, but he has a healing factor or something.
Ugh,
So,
fine.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna fly at him again, and well, not again, but I'm gonna fly at him this time and continue to squawk and yell at him to attempt scathing tirades.
All right, go for it.
So I'm gonna spend a point to upgrade this. 3 successes and a threat, so that's I will take a strain, but he takes 3.
Yeah, I think that the strain is good for that. Is it 3 strain or is it 4 strain?
It's straight. It's
Is it one for every
each
success or one?
to check generate. No, it's for each success. So yeah.
Okay. So he's at 4 strain. As your words hurt almost as much as the magical fire does.
At this point, Polly is probably screeching so loud that it's like hurting his ears.
That's true. That loud parrot screech. And you just moved a maneuver to like keep your distance? Is that what you said? Stay at.
Yeah, I think probably he's sort of swooped in and then swooped away. So I don't think he got close enough to him to really
Okay.
put himself in any sort of harm's way. Polly is not the type to do that.
Okay, so as Polly swoops away after berating guy troll, who's going next? Bave or Balthazar?
I'll go.
Cool. All right.
So while this troll is dealing with fire, whatever happened to that skeleton key? Is it like laying on the ground in front of the cage, or?
Yeah, that's a good point. It is. Yeah, it's just off in the corner, I guess. It's outside of the cage, but it's on the ground.
I would like to try to get over to that skeleton key and then drag it into the. I don't know if I can do all this in one turn, but this is my intention. I want to get over to the key and then try to froggily drag it into the cage to the wizard inside. If is he even conscious? He's conscious, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a story point to actually say he is not conscious. He's
okay.
His eyes rolled back and yeah. So you out now. Story points to spend though. If you want to wake him.
All right. Well, I'm still going to try this because I just don't want to give up on it. I might try to wake him up or something. If it doesn't work, oh well. I don't know what else to do because I can't really froggy punch this troll. So, yeah, I'm gonna. I'll maneuver over to it and then try to drag it.
Okay. I'm not that's not gonna be a check. You can. I mean, it's heavy for a familiar maybe, but not so heavy that it'd be impossible for you to move with it. So it's a maneuver to get to it. Are you gonna spend an action as another maneuver to bring it into the sort of like bring it into the cage?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you hop over to the key and then are able to carry it, sneak through the bars of the cage, which is clearly made to keep the human in and not really to keep familiars out. Because I definitely intended for that and designed this encounter really well. Definitely. So, moving to the next character, next slot.
So is this troll? It looks like he's wearing some kind of clothing.
I mean, yeah, he has like a loincloth, I guess. I mean, he's not like there's not
He's
a
wearing a
giant
business
naked
suit.
troll.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
he's not
why
in a
I'm
suit.
asking this. So he's
He's
his
not in a
arms
dress.
just like constantly on fire. And here's the thing, like, fire and fire, they kind of attract each other. I'm wondering how you would react to me kindling his trousers with a little fire touch and then having that eternal fire be like leapfrog on over because of that.
Yeah, so your fire won't do damage to him.
No, but it can attract something that will do damage.
I don't think fire works the way that you're saying it works.
Creativity, come on, do it.
But no, what I will say is that it will continue to cancel his regeneration for another turn. Like you'll get it'll continue that because otherwise he can regenerate health.
Wait, the eternal fire is going to go out so he can regenerate?
Yeah, the eternal fire, it's still burning, but it's like actively fighting against his regeneration. So he's still regenerating, but just regenerating slowly. He's not getting like all of his it's not happening as fast, and he's not getting all of his wounds back.
So this will just completely stall it. I get it.
But this will stall it
saying.
again for another. Yeah, it gives you one turn of him not being able to regenerate that for his next turn.
There are other pots, though, right?
Yeah, there are
you could
3
try to
other
knock
pots.
I know.
over another-
Should I push over another pot instead?
Yeah, there are 3
Okay,
other
I might
pots.
do that instead then. All right, I'm gonna push over.
No, but
another...
I mean,
actually,
you can do the loincloth thing too. Like, I don't. Both are fine, but I'm just saying, like, it won't do damage.
I can do
It'll
2 spells.
No. I'm saying both are just totally valid.
Oh, good. Okay,
ways
I was gonna
to go about
No,
it.
I think we should just keep pushing over pots until we fuck shit up. Until
Yeah, your MO so far seems to have been just knock shit over and have it work out.
I mean, hopefully, watch me fail this entire roll. So yeah, let's try to. Oh, I was like, where did all my Arcana go? And I'm on the troll. There we go. So it's an easy check. Or are you doing something?
It's a standard. No, it's a standard Arcana check. I'm not gonna.
Okay, great.
Spend a story point on this as he's on fire already.
All right.
Cool. You knock the pot over. You get an advantage. 2 successes, 1 advantage. So you definitely knock that pot over. Go ahead and roll that agility or cunning. 2 purple. The area that you guys are in right now, though, this flaming oil, like splashed across it, so it's becoming difficult terrain. So you'll want to, for the flyers, it does. Well, actually, wait.
Flyers, it doesn't matter.
Flyers, it doesn't matter, because you're birds.
But we do have to be careful of our toad.
The toad is inside the cage, so he's actually not. Doesn't have to worry about it. So yeah, so you're all fine. It's
great.
Cool. It worked out.
I love it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll
know you're going to give me a boost, are you?
You can take a boost from that advantage.
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try to get this guy damaged. Well.
7. No, I mean it's 1 success. So that turns into 7 damage on the troll. Yeah, okay, cool. So as the oil splashes over the troll. Are you doing any maneuvers yourself? You're currently flying. You're hovering like above the oil right now. Just
I would
FYI.
love to be not within hitting distance of our dear pal, the troll. So I'd like to move as far away from engaged as I possibly can with him.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll you were in. No,
I
he
was in
moved to
short,
medium.
right?
You were in short range, so you can move
Mm.
back into medium with one maneuver.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. And it goes to the troll's turn, and he is basically going to follow you across the burning ground right now, and is fully focused on Babe at this point.
Come on, failure roll.
This isn't fun for me anymore.
And
Good.
and spends it's difficult terrain, so and you're a flyer, so you're at medium, so it's going to be 2 maneuvers to get to short with you and out of the fire. Yeah, so he spends both a maneuver and an action to get to short range because there's nothing he can do. And it flips to your next turn. I'm just trying to see if there's like anything I can actually do with him with the way
I was gonna say, do we have to? Do
No,
we have to go in the same order, or should I just push
No,
over
go.
another?
You guys can,
pile?
yeah, you guys can keep doing this.
I'll just do that then.
Wasn't anticipating you guys being able to successfully and relatively easily kite him, but this is working.
All right, so
Go ahead.
everybody's all for. Okay, great. Let's. No.
Ha ha ha!
Curses! Why? Hubris! You've done it again!
Bummer.
That was both the GM and the troll. We're both happy about that. So 0 successes on your Arcana roll.
Rude.
Yeah, but you are in a cleared area. So if you want to do a maneuver or move anymore, that's fine. But you didn't tip the pot over, so it's still there.
What kind of check is it to grab one and like throw it at him?
Just physically grab it.
Yeah.
Can we pick it up? Because I think that's the key. Because the key
Yeah,
to
he's in
balancing
your
hand is
he's in your quadrant, so it would be it would be average difficulty to physically knock it over. I think.
damn it.
But I'm being a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit low, but with the way that the mage hand thing has been working, so yeah, I'll set it to average difficulty to like.
Yeah,
flip the
I'm
pot
not
over.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. So if Balthazar has an idea, go for it.
Yeah. I'm inside the cage with the key, so I am going to now attempt waking up the wizard, and I'm willing to make a natural attack to do so if I must.
Yeah,
I am
you did.
I
also
love this.
either that or I am literally covered in fox fur. So I will do a little froggy dance underneath the sleeping wizard's nose.
Well, don't you have heal though?
I do have heal, but this is more fun. I need to wake. I mean, heal doesn't wake people up, does it?
No, that it doesn't do a status effect removal. I forget what that there's like a cure.
You have to have revive.
Oh, wait.
Or, yeah.
I have restoration.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
I
he's
think
not.
you need revive.
He's not incapacitated. He's
Right.
just
Restoration removes the status effect, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because you had the heal spell. I'm only giving you the like blank, like the basic heal spell.
Yeah,
plus
it
the
says that you
restoration
may
spell
apply
effect.
restoration to a spell.
Yeah, so it's up to you. I guess that would count as waking him up.
I mean, I could do one round and one the other if I need to. It's whatever. I'll roll this. I'm going to try this heal spell first, and then we'll see what happens with the roll.
Okay. Oh, but yeah, have you guys been taking strain for casting your spells?
oh
by the way?
hell!
I just
Forgot on that one.
realized.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Babe, you're at like 10 strain total now, right?
Am I?
Or are you at 12 because you cast spells?
I'm not
3
at 12.
times?
I'm either at 8 or 10
Okay,
because
I
I
think
haven't
you're
been
at 10.
forgetting every time.
Yeah, you're at
think I'm
10.
at 10
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think you did it last time.
I'm definitely going to spend a story point here. Kind of a similar thing. I'm doing a little froggy dance and letting my spores waft all around me as I cast this heal spell. It would normally be 2 difficulty, except the restoration I can add without increasing the difficulty. Oh, actually, and this is my primal.
So, sorry, I totally spaced on what you were just describing. What were you asking?
Oh, I wasn't asking anything. I was just talking out loud as I build my dice pool.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, you got to be kidding me.
Ugh.
Why are all these blanks?
So 0
Where's
successes,
they-
1 advantage. Yeah, the wizard Billiam might not wake up. But I would let you use that advantage to basically like unlock his chains while you're doing this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I think that like the reason because you were trying to heal him and cast this spell at the same time, so that's what made you not successful with the heal, but you were able to unbind him. So he is still in the cage. However, he is now not tightly chained up, and he is also still unconscious.
Okay.
Holly, what are you doing?
Polly, getting desperate, is going to attempt to knock over one of those
Firepot.
bottles of flames or whatever you want to call it. So is this athletics or?
Yeah, athletics, I think.
You can do it, Polly.
I'm going to spend to upgrade. And how hard is the check?
2 purple.
Oh boy.
You can do it.
Oh man!
Damn
well, you had
it!
a failure, a threat, and a triumph.
Oh,
So that means so you don't knock the pot over.
But you do kill the troll.
No, you don't. You don't knock. So yeah, the fire pot doesn't knock over, so you don't get the attack on the troll.
Take another strain for the threat.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The triumph, I have a few ideas, but if you have some, I want to hear yours first.
I mean, what I was thinking is maybe pushing one of these things, one of them, in such a manner that it upgrades the next check made to hit the troll with one of these.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it sets it teetering. Yeah, it sets it teetering.
Yeah.
So, okay, totally. That works. And the next check to hit him will get a free upgrade. And then, are you using that maneuver for anything? You still have your maneuver.
I think the maneuver is probably to move into that position.
Okay.
So he's sort of stuck in a close.
So, if you also want to spend the maneuver to like, yeah, I guess you're engaging with it. So, but you could use your second maneuver if you want to spend 2 strain to roll a boost, basically add an aim
Sure.
to it, because I think that makes sense with the way that this works.
It washes out. So
yeah,
I don't
so
take strain.
you still fail, but you don't take strain. Well, you still take the 2 strain though.
Yeah, so there's 2 total strain there. Yep.
Okay. Weird. Cool. And we move to the troll's turn. It just need to check his talents. No fire was applied to him, so he heals up 3 wounds as you see his skin begin to knit itself back together. And
So rude.
he is in Dave. You were at short distance, I think, right?
I still had a maneuver, didn't I? Any maneuver is for me getting out of the way.
Oh, you're gonna just
farther
keep
away
retreating backwards?
Always.
Okay.
Always. Never close to him so he can hit me.
Yeah, so at this
Make
point
him run through fire.
Polly is closest because Polly's in the same quadrant. So Polly's at short distance. So the troll stomps towards Polly, and it's gonna spend a maneuver to enter engaged, and it's going to attack you, Polly.
What's the silhouette of this thing? Is it silhouette 2?
Oh, good catch. I believe so.
Because that means it takes a setback die.
I actually don't.
Nice.
That's a good catch. Let me check. Off it. So it's not silhouette 2. I think it should be, but I'm going to play it by the rules as they are. It does have that setback though that it took from before.
Yeah.
But this might be something I asked for clarification when we talked to the author, because it does seem like a troll should be silhouette 2, right? So Polly,
Yeah,
build pool. Okay. So 4 successes, 1 advantage. That converts to 17 damage. I will actually add the other die to see if it makes a difference.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So you hear a squawk as Polly as the troll swings its cudgel at Polly and just slams Polly sort of across the room.
Oh god!
Oh my god! And the crit that Polly got is at the brink, which is the target suffers 2
That's
strain
not
each
that
time
bad.
they perform an action until this critical injury is healed. Never mind. I thought that was bleeding out, which would have been
Yeah, same.
really bad. Though at the brink's pretty rough too. So
Why
Polly,
would you put us against a troll? What is wrong with you?
so that's its turn though. Next PC slot.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It was a very good roll that I got.
Yeah.
Give me
Oh,
anxiety.
Polly, we barely knew you. Rest in peace, my friend.
Polly's not dead, to be
Yeah,
clear. Polly is unconscious. He's incapacitated.
He's dead. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna wake up this wizard. I'm gonna do the fox fur under the nose dancing nose tickle. That's the spell didn't work.
Yeah, okay. You do that. That's an action. But there's no check for that. I don't know what the check would be. So the Billiam wakes up, sort of groggy and vaguely confused. And he says, "What? Where am I? I've had the strangest dream. It feels like I've been asleep for so long now."
I immediately spend all of my maneuvers telling him what the fuck is going on.
Okay. It's like
Because I do.
Bulbasaur like opens his mouth and just like exposition dumps at Billiam in the background.
I did cast Speak Human right before all this popped off,
Perfect.
so I assume it's still going on.
As long as you have maneuvers, you did cast it at Billiam, so yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't even think about the fact that that's a concentration thing. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you're right.
He probably wakes up to.
I think it's totally fine though.
Polly Squawk.
Well, I think
you can't really concentrate on a utility spell anyway, so I don't know how this would work. I don't know. It doesn't say how long it lasts.
It's the end of the encounter.
It works because of trauma.
You wish it really hard. No, it I believe it says until the end of the encounter. For the Speak Human. It doesn't say you need to concentrate.
No, it concentration, yes. If the check is successful, you gain the ability to speak to the target's preferred language until the end of your next turn.
The end of your next turn. Okay.
Why are you working against us?
Well, I immediately start hopping and croaking like crazy. I'm pointing. I'm making like froggy hand symbols. Fox fur is falling all over me or all off of me, and spores are collecting little dust around my froggy feet. There. How's that? And, that's what I spend my maneuver on.
You try to explain all of this, and it's going nowhere because you haven't been concentrating on the spell to maintain it. Well, there's no concentration for it, so yeah. Oh no! Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does actually. You can concentrate on it. Sorry. So, but either way, you didn't. So, you're squawking at him in ribbit speak. However, Billiam quickly notices half the room is on fire, on arcane fire, and a troll just slapped the shit out of this parrot in the other half of the room. So Billiam pretty quickly wakes up and gets moving. He's gonna take the last NPC slot, though, at the end of it. So next PC slot. Who is going next, and what are you doing?
I mean, I guess it's me. This Polly's just passed out. Okay, here's my issue. How do I heal straight again? I forget.
heal. You can do like a cool check or a discipline check at the end of an encounter, but unless you have like a special thing that lets you heal
Shit.
strain.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But if you hit,
What happens if I get to the end of my strain?
So if you hit your threshold, so you have enough strain to cast one more spell.
One more
And
spell.
it
Yeah.
would not knock you unconscious. You would just be at your absolute limit, and any
Okay.
more strain would knock you out.
Hmm.
But you
Yeah, 'cause
could
you
spend
don't go under
advantage.
until you exceed.
Yeah, exactly. But you could spend advantage on healing previously accrued strain. So in theory, if you got advantage on a roll, you could
You know,
recuperate some.
I'm gonna go for it. Babe doesn't do anything half-assed. We're gonna try to knock over that teetering pot that Paulie put all of his effort into.
Yeah, and I'm
Do we
going
get
to
a boost
spend.
because of that? Even though that was Paulie's boost?
You get an upgrade.
You get an upgrade. Yeah, you get an upgrade from the Triumph.
An upgrade.
I'm going to
Okay,
spend a story
right.
point. And
Don't be a
so
dick, Micah.
I'm not making it harder for you yet, at least directly.
Uh-huh.
But the cave-in, the collapse that guy started at the tunnel, it's the area of the room over the previous spots where the fire was are now beginning to cave in as well, and the roof is like collapsing down. So you can see a little bit to the floor above you, but it's not like accessible yet, as the floor begins to collapse where the fire was. So you're losing space in this room. But you get a story point that you can use. And 5 Arcana.
You can upgrade again.
Yes!
Yeah.
Finally.
That's more successes than we've rolled combined the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh, and you got that both. Yeah, you got both successes. Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll your attack with the fire pot. On
I always... What is it again? Why am I bad at this?
cunning.
What's the attack?
It's your cunning or your agility at 2 purple.
Right, which is just 2 green. Right.
Yeah. Whichever is higher. I mean, if you have 3 and 1, then
I'm gonna argue for... Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna argue for upgrading.
All right. You use a story point to do it. So yeah, there you go.
I just did. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so a success, a threat, and a triumph. The success means that you do 7 wounds.
And then the triumph means that I just murder him because the ceiling caves in on top of his head, but also we're threatened by the ceiling caving in.
No, so you took 2 strain from this spell.
That's correct.
And
don't you fucking dare, Micah.
Trigger blast.
With
so that takes some more damage.
Huh?
Like, do these things have a blast quality so she could trigger it for more damage?
Yeah, I'll give you the blast quality. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a fair use of the triumph. I think adding another quality that's triggered on there that makes sense is totally reasonable. So blast applies the base damage again.
Cool.
And I like that because I think this is a really epic way to conclude the fight. So with Billiam waking up, you apply another 6 damage to the troll, and that's over the threshold. And cool, they added like a new little graphic where if you're over your threshold,
oh,
like,
that is
shatters
nice.
the bar. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And the fire bubbles or splashes all over the troll, and sort of in shock, Guy, the troll possessed by Guy, looks at himself and goes,
No, I was just beginning to have freedom for No!
And the troll falls to the ground dead, and you see this green spirit of Guy sort of rush out of the troll and sort of zip through that hole in the ceiling that just collapsed and disappear into the sky. Maybe to be seen again, or maybe not.
I
Who
hear
knows?
a sequel.
But
as the spirit of Guy the Fox like rushes out, I look at the wizard. I'm like, a lot of help you were.
And with that, yeah, and as you say that, I think you see in the background, Babe, you take one more strain from that threat and just sort of
You dick.
flutter
I knew
and
it.
flap and fall to the ground next to Polly. And we close out the scene, you guys having discovered what happened to Guy and saved Guy's master and defeated this troll, albeit really tuckering out Babe and Polly. But you guys will wake soon enough, healthy in tail and ready to continue serving your masters in the familiar setting. And that's credits. So there you go.
Wow.
Yay! Balthazar
Thanks,
wins the session simply from just not dying
Surviving. Yes.
or not being incapacitated.
Yeah, I will admit the troll was I did not realize how hard the troll could actually hit you. I should have,
Dude, that was beast.
but I just was like, I don't know. I did not. It didn't click for me until we were in combat, and Polly
It was
got flattened.
pretty epic, though.
But yeah, I think that was a really cool. Like, also, I didn't consider that the Greek fire turning the terrain into difficult terrain would basically make the troll totally unable to catch up to you guys, or expect Balthazar to sneak to basically drag the key into the cage and like wake up the wizard. It makes sense, but I was expecting that to be, like require more problem solving to open the cage or something. So
hindsight being 2020, we probably should have tried to deal with getting the wizard up first.
Well, that was after I like thought about it, I was like, oh, the wizard is capable of dealing with this troll while we are not. So I was hoping that I could get that going, but it just didn't quite pan out as well as I had hoped because I was, like just constant failure in this session. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys got some tough rolls too, but I was also like, I was not expecting what happened with the geese, the mean geese squad.
Oh, that was great.
To like happen, and what you did with the geese was great, and I loved it. But I was also kind of hoping that you were gonna like have an epic moment where just like a flock of geese just spewed down the tunnel and attacked the troll, and that was gonna be the way you finished the scene or something.
That would have been really good.
But what you did with attacking the guards also was phenomenal and hilarious. So I couldn't like stop that either. So it worked out.
Yeah, that was all a lot of fun. I've owned the little setting book or whatever for this for a really long time, and I've just never really gotten around to playing or running it. And when you mentioned that you were running this, I was super pumped about joining. So it was a lot of fun. This is a cool setting. It's fun because it gives you a lot of leeway to kind of just be silly, but you also have to kind of think about like how the heck are we going to do, I don't know, practically anything, like, because like it's really difficult to do anything. Like everything is a challenge. Like there's no like, I'm just going to go over there. Like even just going over there is like, how in the heck am I going to get over there,
Yeah, it opens up a lot of narrative freedom, and it still keeps, but it actually like amps up how difficult solving any puzzle or encounter is. It's a weird juxtaposition, and like seeing it in effect. I'm surprised by how difficult it made a lot of things, but by also how much just like the sheer inherent goofiness of playing uplifted animals opens up just like weird stuff to happen.
Yeah. No, it was
I
definitely
love,
a different experience. Like kind of frustrating at times, just being so low powered and having to think around things that even as a PC you normally wouldn't have to concern yourself with, really.
Yeah. Well, even as a GM, I think I like as you can see, as you saw, it's really a lot easier than you immediately realize to totally squish your PCs. So thinking of a way to like not just make you guys like, okay, I guess you reached your first problem and you can't solve it. It's literally impossible. Game's done. You lose. Like navigating that is really hard in this setting, but I think it's worth it because this turned out great. I of course was expecting it to be amazing, and was definitely it definitely was. So I was really, really happy with how this turned out for a session.
Yeah, definitely. And it was really fun playing with you guys. I've never played with you before, so that was great. It was nice to meet you and nice to play with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, good time. Good times.
All right.
Look at us. We did it.
Yeah. And we will have and then Dave, for your information, we'll be interviewing the author of this in like 2 weeks on July 5th. So
Sweet.
if you really like the setting, you'll get a chance to ask him questions directly too via chat while we're talking to him.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
The next setting we'll be doing is going to be Inquisition, I think.
Cool.
So
Oh, cool.
that will be
I've
interesting.
Nope, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm going to be on the Cayman Islands that Tuesday where the interview is happening. So I'll let you know what. Yeah,
you're gonna call in from like from the beach because it's that important, right?
Well, I mean, I might. Who knows? But I'll let you know closer to the day what's actually happening because I'm visiting my cousin, so it's family. So.
Okay,
But yeah, I'll let you know. Like, yeah. I figured the interview was okay if I didn't show up, but yeah. Yep. That's all.
I've heard GM Chris talk about this setting like here and there on different podcasts, probably on the Forge and stuff like that, but never like in depth. So it'll be kind of cool to like kind of hear, especially like some of the questions that popped up in the last couple of days about like, well, how does this work or whatever, and kind of get his perspective on it.
Yeah, this one is so this will be cool. This will be like a cool first test of this other aspect of the podcast, which is where we get to clarify some of these small rules errata that would be in Shadow of the Beanstalk and like first party settings are usually clarified over as a matter of course. So I think it'll be cool to see like how much we can clarify for that. Because yeah, we had a few questions. I mean, the silhouette thing, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. The troll should sort of be a silhouette too. That just seems more reasonable. And then the issues with like the magic system as it's presented makes sense on the surface, but then when you start digging into like where talents come out, it's kind of confusing. I'm not sure what the original intent is for some of them. Because I don't think on the one hand it does like, some of what's written, it does make sense that you wouldn't have access to primal or divine until something big happens, but that removes a significant chunk of magic usage from familiars that it seems sort of arbitrary. That's like, well, you don't get access. You only get access to arcane spells. You don't get to like, even if they're like these really prescribed spells, you only get access to arcane, not these other ones. Mechanically, it seems very arbitrary. So
I think
Yeah.
I think that the idea, and I am curious to see what he says, but I think the idea is that like it's kind of like that's probably better in a longer campaign where like you have like these challenges you build up to, and then you get to that point where you can unlock bigger magic, right? And that's where like things kind of take a bigger turn for the campaign. But it's I totally agree. Like it would have like I like what you like where your head was at with the talent giving the spell. You know, for especially for a one shot or a shorter campaign, just kind of like because it would be it could be limiting, but I think that limitation is part of what the setting is supposed to entail. But like I do get what you're saying. Like getting to tier 5 is that's a pretty deep into a campaign sometimes. You know.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be
Yeah.
limiting, but I don't think it's supposed to be that. I think it's supposed to be limiting in that you have like these very limited spells that you can learn. It just seems strange to me that 'cause it's like healing and recovery magic is such like a basic part of the mechanical balance of
Yeah, and so like I know
anything.
you were saying that it's like such like a it's so it can be so cute and kidsy and it totally can. But like even just in this one shot, there was so much leaning towards like the intricacies between the master servant relationships, the rogue familiars that could be the rats. Like there's a lot of really dark stuff that can come out from underneath all the cutesy shit. And I kind of love the idea of actually like a full-on campaign where they're like, there are familiars that have this really limited stuff, but then they're like, are the rogue rats that actually have started learning some of the more like intense, more what is considered human spells. And so I wonder if there's like leeway for that at all. And like, I wish something like that had been put in there a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
mean that.
kind of like.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
No, you go ahead. All
No,
right, fine.
you
No,
go.
I was going to say, I think that it's like, that's the beauty of like these kinds of settings that are really small. You know, like there's only a few pages, you know, like 30 pages of information.
Mhm.
And so you can kind of, like, as the GM, it's really up to you, like, how much you want to build on that and how much you want to, like, add or alter or, like, I mean, you can make it your world and you can totally have
Yeah.
rats learning human spells and whatever, or, like, make the magic a little more accessible to make the action economy and stuff a little bigger. I think
Yeah,
it could get tedious if you were just like if everything was just this constant grind because you're so limited.
yeah. Well, I think also it is. I mean, so we've talked about this before when we did our um or like session 0 discussion and character gen discussion, but I mean this is sort of weird as a setting, in that it's not really a setting. It's a tone. It's a really deep tone, but it's ultimately like a tone. So I would definitely love to see uh the author dive back into this and just do pure setting material, like expanding the world and bringing in
Yeah.
just more story points and stuff to work with that really builds off of the mechanics that he's laid out here, because the the mechanics are cool. Like the way that the mechanics are balanced and organized, it is a very unique, it brings a very unique thing to Genesis. But it also, so like the rats and all of that stuff, like that is just like me making shit up on the fly. That's not
I know,
that
but that's
that
what
is
I'm saying.
not
It like
built
just
into
naturally
it.
lends itself. The
It
whole thing
does.
naturally lends itself to like what is the power structure and what are the inequities. Like it just
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
it
like you
does.
just
Yeah.
automatically want to go there.
Yeah, no, 100%, especially because I mean, look, the entire basic idea of this setting is that there's familiars and then there's masters, and like
hmm
familiars are beholden to their masters, which has which opens the opportunity, at least, to explore some really uncomfortable topics and themes that maybe it's something you want to explore in your stories. We didn't want to in this because I
hmm
straight up, a one shot for a
Yeah.
sort of preview play. I'm not gonna be like, let's talk about socioeconomic class and the history of power relations relative to society. that's really not my jam for this. But
Not your jive.
yeah, but like, yeah, it definitely has that available. It lends itself to
Yeah.
that, either intentionally or just as a matter of sort of exploring goofy ideas. But then they have
Yeah,
sort of like,
I was gonna say just in the characters. I mean, we came to the table with very different thoughts on characters. I came to the table with 2 ridiculous ideas, and everybody else is like, "I'm a crow that hates people." Meanwhile, I'm like, "I'm a parrot, and I like to be a pirate."
yeah, no, the character selection was weirdly appropriate because we have like the bird foil, and then also the old frog and the old crow foils, and it was just like this. There was like a weird like rock paper scissors of the way each of the characters sort of foiled each other. It was very fortuitous. It was cool though. I liked it. And I really like how you played Balthazar, Dave. I really did put a ton of thought into that character, other than like we needed to have a character and I wanted to have a healer. But
Yeah.
I really like what you did with it. So it was cool.
Yeah, I kind of like winged it a bit. I mean, I read the character sheet, and there was a lot of emphasis on him being very old, and just kind of he had these mushrooms growing on his back and everything. And I was like, well, I mean, it's always fun to have a curmudgeon in the group, so maybe I'll just kind of start with that and see where it goes. So it was fun. It was fun to play him. He was a good character.
Yeah, and hopefully, now that we have all these pre-gens for this, maybe Chris will want to use them. The author will want to use them on if he ever takes this to like the convention, to conventions to run or not. 'Cause I think he's pretty active in the con scene.
Well, he's got his own con, so
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is actually, he is definitely very active in the con scene. Forgot about that. What's their
Gamer Nation.
Gamer Nation? Yeah, right. Him and Hooli. So cool. All right. So it is getting late on the East Coast. So I'm
Yeah,
going to call it
Yep.
for tonight. I thank you guys a ton for playing with me tonight and for giving me
Thanks
the
for
content to record. And I'm going to send all of this to Scott to put on the YouTube channel, where it'll be minimally edited. And then, Dave, I will try to remember to let you know when this specific episode goes live on the podcast. I make no promises because I'm a forgetful person, but I will put effort in to pinging you when it does go live. But it will be edited, and
Sure.
I'm going to make it like cinematic and fancy sounding. That's the intent.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good night,
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one.